Class 5A Region 3 matchup between the Oxford Yellow Jackets and the Sylacauga Aggies. Hello again, everybody. Mickey Shadricks along with Butch Barker. And Butch, Sylacauga and Oxford has developed into a pretty good little rivalry over the last few years. Sylacauga got the better of the Yellow Jackets last year in this ball game, so Oxford obviously looking to keep whatever slim playoff hopes alive they've got here tonight and also get a win over Sylacauga.
Well, the first thing they've got to do to have any playoffs hope is win tonight. And the Yellow Jackets are still stinging themselves over that defeat last year. Sylacauga came in, well, down there and put a pretty good whipping on the Yellow Jackets. So Oxford wants to kind of come back and get a little revenge for that, but they're going to have to do it against a pretty good Aggie team this year.
Well, we saw Sylacauga a couple of times last year. They've got an outstanding fullback in Luke Scott, and he needs to have a big game against this Oxford defense.
Well, he's going to have to, and it's going to be difficult for him simply because they're not as big up front as we're accustomed to seeing those guys. But they've got to be able to run the ball inside. If you're going to run the ball inside, that means the fullback, and that's Luke Scott for the Aggies.
Oh, Butch, you've coached high school football in the past for a number of years. Not many times do you see a ninth grader able to come out and start, let alone be as effective as Oxford's Corey Kelly has been this year.
Especially when you're talking about a school this size. You know, normally that's going to be down in the 1A, 2A, 3A classification. You're talking about a 5A school and Corey Kelly able to step in. Little surprised about that early on. We saw him the first game of the year. Nobody's surprised anymore. Quite an athlete at the running back position for the Yellow Jackets.
Corey Kelly and Luke Scott, both two key running backs tonight. Both will have bullseyes on their back this evening. It is Oxford and Sylacauga. Back to Lamar Field in just a moment.
It's always the little things that make a difference when you're buying a house. At ERA, we're all about the little things. That's how you know we're always there for you.
Are you tired of paying too much for top quality jewelry? At Stinson & Howard Jewelers, we hear you and offer the best prices on pearls, engagement rings, diamond cocktail rings, slides, and more, all a part of our tremendous selection. Stinson & Howard has a large selection of Citizen watches, the #1 selling watch in the world, complete with a 5-year warranty, plus full-line jewelry and watch repair. Stinson & Howard Jewelers, downtown Oxford, and the newest location on Ladiga Street in Piedmont.
For 80 years, the Sonny King Automotive Group have been serving the good people of Northeast Alabama. Time and technology have moved forward, and so have we. And yet, there's some things that never change, like our total commitment to customer satisfaction, building relationships one-on-one, one at a time. We would like to thank you, our loyal customers, for continuing to come back to us for your transportation and service needs year after year. 80 years is quite an accomplishment. Thanks for keeping us rolling since 1922.
When it comes to men's formal wear, there's only one name you need to know: Sam Stewart Formal Wear. The name Calhoun County has trusted for over 28 years. At Sam Stewart Formal Wear, we don't depend on others to deliver your tuxedos on time. We take care of that ourselves with over 30,000 items in stock right here in our warehouse in Anniston. Check out our new website and remember to trust your special day or evening to the professionals at Sam Stewart Formal Wear, where renting tuxedos is our only concern.
Is that slow internet connection holding you back from all the cool stuff on the web? Break loose with CableOne.net and see just how liberating life online can be. From instant messaging to gaming to the best in streaming media, CableOne.net will always keep you connected at a price that will set you free. Call today. Installation is fast and easy. And with our low monthly cost, everyone in the family can finally enjoy the benefits of high-speed internet service. CableOne.net. Break on through.
Randy Wood shares the faith and concerns of the citizens of House District 36, Calhoun and St. Clair. We're conservative because we believe Americans have something worth fighting for. We're progressive because our economy, our educational system, our nation must be moving forward. And Randy Wood fully supports the values of Alabama's working families. He'll deeply appreciate your vote and support. House District 36, paid by Randy Wood, Anniston.
And welcome back to Lamar Field here at Oxford High School, getting set for Sylacauga and Oxford. In this 5A Region 3 matchup, the Yellow Jackets come into the ball game at 5-3, 3-3 in region play, while Sylacauga comes into the game at 4-4 with a 2-4 region record. Butch Blackman across the way for Sylacauga. The Aggies, as we said, a 2-4 region record. And across the way, Mike Justice in his first year at Oxford. The Yellow Jackets 5-3 coming into this ball game, but some tough losses. And Butch, they play in a very difficult region.
I'm going to tell you, this region is extremely difficult. Of course, you know, Oxford not used to playing all of these teams. They played Sylacauga and they played Benjamin Russell and those kind of folks. But all of a sudden they get moved into the southern region, and it ends up being more difficult than the one that they were in. So it was kind of an unusual situation, but this is a very difficult region. Oxford's done well, 5-3 on the year, of course, in all of their ball games, 4-4 in the region.
Well, Wigley's kick bounces away from the Aggies' Stevie Hale. And Hale in trouble inside his 15-yard line. He takes a big lick from the Yellow Jackets' Jeremy Preston. Sylacauga will start from inside their 15-yard line for their first possession of the ball game. And here's your top of the river starting lineup for Sylacauga. The offensive line, Richardson and Cox, the tackles. The guards are Stephen Hemby and Cole Barnett. Justin Hill is the starting center. Meanwhile, the backs and receivers, Maurice Crawford, the junior quarterback, Luke Scott, the big fullback for the Aggies. They'll need him to play well tonight. Then Murphy and Culberson, and split in Ingram, the tight end, David Taylor. 1st and 10, Sylacauga, and there you see the junior quarterback, Maurice Crawford, 5'9", 165, and he lines up in shotgun formation on 1st down. Snap is low, and Crawford, they're going to spot him down just outside the goal line. That was very close to a safety.
Boy, what a terrible start for the Aggies.
And the top of the river starting defensive front for the Yellow Jackets. 5-man front, Gann, Edwards, Morrison the nose tackle, Eric Whitfield, and Marty Lovell as well. The linebackers, Casey Johnson and Jeremy Preston. And in the secondary, the corners, Harrell and Wall, and the safeties, John McGuire and Chase Thomas. Now, Butch, this is a pretty bad start.
Well, I wanted to see on the first play the matchup between the size of the defensive lineman for Oxford and the not much size for the Aggies up front, but we didn't get a look at that because of the bad snap, and now the Aggies find themselves right at their own goal line and don't get a lot on that play either.
Luke Scott got the carry, and he ran into Casey Johnson of Oxford and maybe a yard of forward progress, and that's about it.
Yeah, nice job by Johnson because it looked as though there might be an opening there back to the inside if Scott could have planted and cut that back to the right, but Johnson there to make the tackle after a very short gain. And again, if the Aggies have to punt from down here, and this is one of those tough calls when you got to make one, 3rd down and 20-plus yards to go, and you're on your own 2-yard line. This one you point at your quarterback and say, you call this.
Well, there's Crawford. Let's see what he does here. 3rd down. And looks like we had a miscue on the snap, but Crawford tries to break free but can't do so, and he's lucky to get back to the original line of scrimmage. I believe that was Casey Johnson again on the tackle for the Yellow Jackets. So not the kind of start the Aggies wanted to have here tonight at Lamar Field.
No, and if you look, Maurice Crawford's holding his hand there because I think that ball was snapped early. He wasn't expecting it to be snapped, and he may have jammed fingers there. It's why one of those coaching points coaches always tell you when you get under the center, you keep your hands in a position ready to get the ball. You know, don't put them in there and then open them right as the ball snapped. Take a look at some of the numbers for Maurice Crawford.
Yeah, he's completing a little over 50% of his passes, but didn't have a chance to do much on that possession due to the bad field position. And the punt will be fair caught. Uh-oh, the football came loose, and Sylacauga's going to get a break. On top of the football, Cole Barnett caught the football off a fumble. John O'Wall was trying to make the fair catch at about the 33-yard line, so the Aggies get a huge break here.
Right, now this is not considered to be a fumble, it's a muff, and the reason that's important is because it cannot be advanced. So you notice that the ball goes back to the point of contact by the Sylacauga Aggies, but they do get a big break here. They will have possession. 1st and 10 just outside the 30-yard line.
Well, Oxford would have had it 1st and 10 at the 33. Instead, Sylacauga's got it. What a big break for the Aggies. Now they can settle down and try to run their offense, and they pick up a good gain on 1st down. This is Chris Murphy, just a sophomore. Butch, we saw this young man last year as a freshman. and he is a fine young player for Sylacauga.
Yeah, not bad at all. This guy, like you say, a young guy, but he's got excellent moves. Worry about his durability a little bit, but he's made it all the way to this point in the season. Aggies with new life here after getting that turnover off the punt. Again, the Yellow Jackets were about to get the ball in excellent field position. Instead, the Aggies continue marching.
And they have 2nd and 1 at their own 39. Long snap count for Crawford. Leaves it with his fullback, Scott. Big run up the middle. Luke Scott's got a chance to go. John O'Wall giving chase, but won't catch him. And Sylacauga, unbelievable. Start off with a rough play on the kickoff, Butch. They look like they're going to give Oxford great field position. They get the turnover, and in 2 plays, they're in the end zone.
Well, go all the way back to the beginning, Mickey. They have a bad snap on the first one that almost goes into their own end zone. Then they come up and on 3rd down, they have a snap count mix-up and don't gain any yardage. Punt the ball out of the 30, get a break on it, and 2 plays later, they're in the end zone. What a turnaround. We always talk about how big turnovers mean in any kind of ball game. That's illustrated no bigger than right here tonight at the beginning of this ball game.
Big run by the senior fullback. Good look at him on the Sylacauga sideline, Luke Scott.
Boy, credit that offensive line. Opened up a gap, and that's all this big fullback needs. And showed his speed, too, as he outran the secondary to the end zone.
Elliott Fleming tacks on the extra point. Sylacauga out front early at Lamar Field. We're back in a moment.
In competition, injuries happen. It's part of the game. And to get back your level of performance takes a lot of hard work, discipline, and the best health care. Health South is the nation's leading provider of outpatient diagnostic, surgery, and rehabilitation services. So we can help you get back fast to the action, the competition, and the glory. We know your body. We understand your spirit. We get you back.
And we are back at Lamar Field. A big 61-yard touchdown run by Luke Scott capped this scoring drive. 2 plays and 70 yards, less than a minute. And what a turnaround. I don't know if we've seen such a dramatic turnaround in the first few minutes of a high school football game in a long time.
I mean, that's almost like you're driving in, you throw an interception in your own, going in the end zone, they run it back for a touchdown. That's basically what happened here. Instead of Oxford having the ball in excellent field position with, 95+ percentage of the time they're going to take that in and get points. Instead, the turnover, and now Sylacauga's on the board and leads this thing 7-0. And again, I don't know if the Aggies were a little nervous to start this thing or what, but mentally they were not ready to begin this thing. That first series really just completely was awful, and then all of a sudden they get the second chance, and they look great on the 2 plays that they run.
Well, look at how it all started. Stevie Hale mishandling the kickoff, and then they start from their 14 of low snap in shotgun formation for Crawford, and big turnaround with the fumble on the punt. Here's a look at tonight's officials. The referee is Dennis Braden, the umpire Mike Campbell. Donnie Belser is the linesman. The line judge is Jeff Chappell. The back judge, Phil Snyder, and the clock operator, the veteran Glenn Hawkins. High but short kick will be fielded by an up man for the Yellow Jackets. And the play will be blown dead at the 29-yard line as Oxford will take over 1st and 10. Here's your top of the river starting lineups for the Yellow Jackets. Big offensive line anchored by the right guard Aaron Moore. Also Cordell, Douglas, Knight, and Crocker join Aaron Moore up front. The backs and receivers for the Yellow Jackets, senior quarterback Jake Edwards having a fine year. Blake Hurd and the freshman running back Corey Kelly behind him. Goggins and McWilliams, the wideouts, and the tight end is Torres. First down pitch to Kelly, and he is hit behind the line of scrimmage by Sylacauga's DJ Varner, but Kelly falls forward for a couple of yards. Here's the Sylacauga starting defensive front. Stevie Hale and DJ Varner the ends. Rayleigh and Smith the tackles. Rogers, Gilliland, and Culberson make up the linebacking crew. And in the secondary, it's Murphy and Robbins the corners, and Creighton and David Taylor are the safeties. 2nd down and 8. Oxford with the football, 8:13 and counting left here in the first quarter. The Aggies, with a 61-yard touchdown run by their fullback, lead the ball game. Here is the Oxford fullback on the carry. That is Blake Hurd. He is brought down by Sylacauga's Tony Culberson, the inside linebacker. Hurd picked up 3 yards. It'll be 3rd down and a long 5.
And again, Mickey, I think the big question coming into this ball game was, would the undersized defensive front for Sylacauga be able to stay with this huge offensive line for Oxford? First 2 plays, not too bad. 3rd down and long on this first possession for the Yellow Jackets.
Possession play. Corey Kelly gets the handoff, and Kelly hard running between the tackles is close. It will depend on the spot from the official.
It's going to be very, very close. They've marked it just short of the 40-yard line, and looking across the field, Mickey, at the sticks, they go just short of the 40-yard line. So I'm sure they're going to have to measure here, and we've got a player for the Yellow Jackets down.
Spencer Knight, the junior guard for the Yellow Jackets, is injured on the play. They're checking his right leg, so looks like Knight is in a lot of pain, so we hope for the best here. Here's the measurement, and it is a 1st down. Stan Hill calls another one.
Oh, I got that one too now.
Well,
come on, don't just give Stan credit for that.
He thinks he's got to get them all right, so I've got to stroke him here.
Okay.
Stan, have you ever missed one in all these years? Oh, okay.
He
said one. He said one.
He admits missing it. That's the good part.
Hey, we'd like to thank our friends at the Great American Car Wash, proud sponsor of tonight's Oxford-Sylacauga game. And I tell you what, you want your car to be sparkling clean and feel good about getting in your automobile, this is the place to go. Great American Car Wash. Well, the injured player, Spencer Knight, is being kept off the field.
Coach Blackman has to be pleased with this early start by his football team. Of course, not thrilled that his defense allowed Oxford to pick up that key 3rd down play. Just able to get enough for 1st down yardage, but the drive stays alive. And again, if you can, looking from where we are, you can tell there's a huge difference in the size of these guys up front for the Yellow Jackets compared to the defensive front for the Aggies.
1st down and 10. Hurd runs into a wall of Aggie defenders after a gain of a yard or two, and which we had Coach Mike Justice on Sports Spotlight this past week, and he talked about the fact that the first game of the year against Anniston, that offensive line really cut down those splits and really did a great job running the football, and that seems to be pretty much the strategy Coach Justice is using here tonight. That offensive line pretty much grouped up together, and they're going to try to run the football.
Well, what's so great about this, you're taking advantage of what you've got, and that's some big guys up there. It doesn't allow the quicker defensive guys to get penetration, but right now Sylacauga is getting penetration. The last 2 plays in a row, this is the first play that they've actually had negative yards on offense for the Yellow Jackets. But watch how many people get through here. It's a trap play. 22 just comes from around the end there. Nobody there to block him. Nice read by Stevie Hale, the junior. Comes in and makes a nice stop on the play.
Kelly had no chance on that one. 3rd down and 9 from the 41-yard line. Edwards completing about 50% of his passes this year. Let's see if the Yellow Jackets put it in the air on 3rd and long. Edwards gets his pass away. It's incomplete. It was intended for Desmond Newton. The coverage by Chris Murphy, and it will be 4th and 9. The Yellow Jackets will be forced to punt the ball.
Newton was open early on the play, Mickey, but after the play, you can't throw it while you're making a play fake. But he was open early there, but late there wasn't a lot of room because a good job by a linebacker dropping back and throwing into the area that the ball was supposed to be thrown in. Because of that, Edwards had to lead his receiver a little too far, resulted in the incompletion, and the Yellow Jackets will have to punt.
Dan Caldwell to punt the football. Back deep, David Taylor. But this will be Culberson returning the kick. Boy, that's the way you return a punt. Catch it and get upfield. Nice return of about 13 yards for Culberson.
He actually got all he could out of it. And like you say, if you're not going to take it the length, he got all he could there, and the Aggies are going to start in pretty good position.
I'd like to thank our friends at American Lumber for their sponsorship of high school football here on TV 24. American made since 1974. They have all the great names: Osmo Treated Lumber, DeWalt, Benjamin Moore, and many others. And you can buy online at American Lumber. 1st and 10, Sylacauga from their 35. McKinney gets the call, and he gets about 4 yards to the 39-yard line. Stop made by the Yellow Jackets' Matt Clay, the junior defensive end. Actually, They'll spot him at the 38, so call it a gain of 3. Just past the midway point of the first quarter. 7-0 Sylacauga. The Aggies will send 2 receivers split to the short side of the field. Backs in the eye, Hale and Luke Scott, the fullback. Correction, that is McKinney again, and McKinney gets topped at the 40-yard line. Nice stick by the Oxford defense. Play gained only a couple of yards. It'll be 3rd down and 5.
Casey Johnson, again, coming from his linebacker spot, does a great job of reading this play. And when he gets there, man, he puts a hit on your running back there, stops him right in his tracks. Very short game on the play. 3rd down and just over 5 to go here. And this, I think this is a big series for both of these ball clubs. One thing, if Sylacauga picks up a first down here, Mickey, they're going to be able to run out most of the time in the first quarter, if nothing else. And Oxford with an opportunity here to get the ball back in decent field position.
Crawford in the shotgun, takes another errant snap, but pulls this one down. His fullback, who he was trying to connect with out of the backfield, didn't have much of a chance thanks to the defensive play of Oxford's Chris Gann. So it'll be 4th down.
Well, this was messed up from the get-go because of the high snap. Sometimes you have this happen, and it actually causes your defenders to stop for a moment. But this time, it really messed up the timing of the play. Ball thrown on the back hip of your fullback, Luke Scott, but he's unable to come up with the catch. But even if he had come up with the catch, a defender right there to drop him in his tracks would not have been enough for first down yardage. And, again, Sylacauga is going to have to punt it away.
A high kick. Wall will let it hit in front of him. It takes a Sylacauga roll to about the 24. So the Oxford defense does come up with a stop, and the Yellow Jackets will take over 1st and 10 with 4:18 to play in the first quarter.
Coach Justice on the sideline has to be a little bit concerned. I know he feels pretty good about the way his team has performed thus far this season, but this ball game he knew would be tough because Sylacauga a well-coached football team, and they've played in this tough region and fared fairly well this year also. So he knew he was going to have his hands full, but you have to be a little bit concerned after giving up that early score.
Staying with the running game, Kelly, not much at all, just a couple of yards for the Oxford freshman running back. Tackle made by Sylacauga's Billy Raley. And when you look at this region Oxford competes in, I mean, there's 3 times this year the Yellow Jackets have played Wetumpka, Benjamin Russell, Stanhope Elmore, teams that are regulars in the top 10 in the state this season, all from one region.
Yeah, this year this thing is just loaded. Like you say, whoever comes out of this in 4th, whether it's Valley, and it appears as though that's who it's going to be, or had it been Oxford, either one of those I think would have been the best 4th place team out of any region in Class 5A in the state.
And the running game is not getting the Jackets much at all. Blake Hurd gets about a yard, stop made inside by DJ Varner, the Sylacauga defensive end. So Oxford will be again in a 3rd and long situation, 3rd and about 8.
Well, I think it's pretty obvious what Coach Blackman and his staff felt like they had to stop, and that was the run. He's brought corners. He's done a lot of different things to give his defense some help on stopping the run. Now Oxford spreading it out with 2 twin set to the right and a wide receiver to the left, still in that I formation though. See if they choose to throw it here. Looks as though Edwards is going to put it in the air.
Well, he's going to try, but there is DJ Varner, who's having a fine game defensively for Sylacauga, and Edwards didn't have enough time to get it off. The play will lose about 5 yards, so another punting situation.
Now, I tell you, Edwards, again, before he can even get set, you've got a defender there, and Mickey, you're going to got to blame that one on your backs. Your backs didn't block anybody. You've got one back that's coming back to backside, but onside back there was responsible for putting a headgear on Varner, and he did not. And a good job by Varner getting in there, though. But Oxford's going to have to punt it away from deep in their own territory.
And here's Caldwell again to kick. Big rush. Going to be glad he's a left-footed kicker right there. Just got it away. Culberson will let it roll dead at the 42 as Oxford's Jeremy Clegg will come down and down it for the Yellow Jackets. But it will be good field position for the Aggies. 1st and 10 from their 42 is where they'll spot the football.
2 minutes and 20 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. A rapidly moving first quarter because both these teams have kept the ball on the ground pretty much. But again, Coach Blackman over on the visiting sideline has to be pleased with what's taken place thus far. his team with great field position here and an opportunity to extend their lead, and if nothing else, run a lot of time off that clock.
Here's the give to Scott. And the big fullback goes off his feet at the 48-yard line for a gain of maybe 2 yards. Second down and a long 8 coming up for Sylacauga. The Aggies have turned this thing around and find themselves leading 7-0 after a very rocky beginning to the ball game.
Yeah, Oxford really needs to have something good happen, a turnover or something in their favor. Right now, all the momentum on the Aggie side.
And here is the pitch to Murphy. Little speed back, and he can't quite turn the corner. So he will be taken out of bounds at around the 46 or 47-yard line. It will set up third down. The Aggies still going to need about 7 yards.
Great job by Terry Harrell for getting position over there from his cornerback spot there, but then he missed the tackle for the Yellow Jacket. Not a big gain for the Aggies, but third down about 7, like you said. Take a look at the numbers for Chris Murphy.
Done a good job this year, averaging 6 yards a carry. He's got 6 touchdowns.
Again, when you're averaging that kind of yards per carry this late in the year, I mean, if you're doing that after 1 or 2 games, it doesn't mean as much as it does when you're averaging 6 yards per carry through the season. Again, folks, this is after 8 games.
Well, football is on the ground. Who wants it? I think Oxford got it. Number 91, Matt Clay, finally jumped on that football that seemed to just lay there.
Well, that's a bad mistake by Maurice Crawford, the quarterback there. He mishandled the snap. The ball hits the ground, and he tries to pick it up. And, Mickey, had he fallen on the ball, you punt the ball away. Oxford has poor field position. Instead, he's trying to pick the ball up. You'll take a look here. Comes out of his hand. Now, look, he's trying to pick it up instead of diving on the ball, and instead the Yellow Jackets come up with a recovery. Said they needed something to happen to get the momentum back on their side. Here's the opportunity, and Coach Blackman pointing out just what I said. Get on that football when that happens. You don't want to make things worse by trying to pick it up.
And the delayed give to Corey Kelly. He's taken down by Chris Murphy, who's playing defense as well for the Aggies. And Kelly picks up about 5 on that first down carry. We mentioned coming into the ball game, Kelly, just a freshman, averaging just over 5 yards per carry. And he has really been a workhorse for such a young player for Coach Justice in his first season. Second down and 5. This time it's Hurd. The give from Edwards. He's inside the 35, and it'll set up a 3rd and short. Oxford will need a couple of yards on this third down play. Third down and 2 as we are now under a minute to play first quarter. Back to Hurd. And close. Pyle moves forward to just inside the 32, which appears to be good enough for a Yellow Jacket first down.
Stop the clock till they make that decision. I believe it is going to be enough for first down where they have it marked. Don't even think they'll need to measure this one. And once they get the change reset, they are going to measure it. Well, Dennis, you see him wearing those glasses. He can't see all the way across on the other side, so he wants to make sure. But he's got this one, Matt.
I don't need Stan to tell me this is a first down. This one doesn't count, Stan.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go! First down at the 32. If Oxford can capitalize on the turnover by Sylacauga. Each team now with a turnover apiece. Sylacauga capitalized on theirs with a 61-yard touchdown run by Scott. Oxford 1st and 10. Here is Kelly, finds some daylight and tripped up by Sylacauga's David Taylor. If not, Kelly might still be running, and that's going to be the final play of the first quarter from Lamar Field in Oxford. Sylacauga leads the Yellow Jackets by a score of 7-0. Oxford threatening at the Aggies 31 when we come back to Lamar.
Sarah Sims, Republican for District Court Judge, has strong beliefs in accountability, integrity, honesty, and virtue. Sarah Sims has strong conservative values that will make her a fair and impartial judge. Sarah Sims has handled over 2,000 cases in family law, Social Security, workers' compensation, and bankruptcy. Sarah Sims combines her compassion for her family law practice with a strong business background. Sarah Sims, a hometown girl, is involved in our community. Vote for the conservative candidate, Sarah Sims, District Court Judge.
When it comes to saving you money on a new Chevrolet, it's worth the drive to Buster Miles in Heflin. We have big news. You can finance any one of our great vehicles at 0% interest from 36 to 60 months. Looking for traditional comfort with a flair for style? Then the Impala is the car for you. Check out the all-new midsize Malibu, Monte Carlo LS to sporty SS, or the ultimate muscle car, Corvette. There's never been a better time to buy a new Chevrolet. Buster Miles, where we treat you like family.
And the Oxford Yellow Jackets trailing 7-0, but they are trying to change that. They have it second down and 9 at the Sylacauga 31-yard. As we begin second quarter action. Here is a pitch to Newton. And Newton gets to the 25, and that's about it as the backside of the Sylacauga defense stayed at home, led by David Taylor. And that play only picked up about 4 yards.
Did pick up decent yardage on it, but it's also a nice job by Sylacauga of reacting back to this play, because initially a lot of green in front of Newton when he got the football, but of course he got it. He was still pretty much right behind the area where the ball had been snapped. Still had a ways to go to get around that corner. The Aggies reacted quickly and held it to a relatively short gain anyway.
Third down and 4. Pitch to Kelly. Kelly finds his blockers, and you give that young man some daylight. He can run hard, and he does for a first down inside the Sylacauga 18-yard line, brought down by the Aggies' DJ Varner.
Well, I guarantee you Kelly does not look to fake anybody off here from a defensive standpoint. He just tries to run right over them and does a good job of picking up great yardage here. Tell you what, if your receiver out there throws a block, then Kelly's in the end zone, and I noticed you've got a new receiver in. I'm sure Coach Justice wanted to have a little talk with him about all of his responsibilities when he's out there at receiver.
Hurd finds daylight right up the middle. These Oxford linemen, I mean, they are right beside each other. There is literally, as you commented in the Anniston game, there are no splits.
Well, I understood it completely in the Anniston game because Anniston's defensive front was so quick, and they like to bring those linebackers and things so much. Oxford negated that by getting foot to foot, but they've had success with it all year, and it's because those guys are so big and strong up front.
Especially the right side of that offensive line, which is where they run here. And Corey Kelly spins down to the 5-yard line. He's going to have another first down. It'll be first and goal for the Yellow Jackets.
I will tell you this, though. Sylacauga is doing what you have to do when you have a big offensive front like this and you've got a smaller defensive front. What they're doing is those guys are grabbing dirt. And you know what I'm talking about, Mickey. They're getting down so that they can't get moved out. And if you don't get moved out, then you're taking up a space there. You may trip the back up anyway. Those guys up front for Sylacauga are doing exactly that.
So first and goal. Oxford threatening here to begin the second quarter. And the give is to Hurd again. David Taylor helping out on the tackle at about the 3-yard line. When you look at the right side of that offensive line, Butch, you got Colin Cordell, 6'4", 345 is the right tackle. Aaron Moore, the right guard, is 6'2", 275, and there they are. These guys are huge.
Yeah, you don't have to ask where the beef is. you know where it is. And they move well, too. You know, it's not like they're just big. They come off the ball well and do a good job of moving.
Jake Edwards did a good job of moving that time because it looked like Oxford was dangerously close to turning it over, but it's still a costly error because it'll be marked back at the 10-yard line and it'll be third and goal from there.
Yeah, certainly in field goal range, but this was a huge mistake. This ball hits the ground, and like you say, Jake Edwards alertly gets back on it, and it looks like Oxford's going to take a timeout to talk about it here on third down and go.
Timeout with 9:13 to play in the second quarter. We'll take the break as well. Back in a moment.
My name's Kerry Klemecki, and I change light bulbs.
Kerry Klemecki is one brave man.
It does get kind of windy up here.
But would Kerry Klemecki ever be brave enough to get car insurance without a State Farm agent?
Car insurance with no State Farm agent? Now that scares me.
When it comes to car insurance, be like this State Farm customer. And get an agent you can rely on.
Bad bulb, good bulb.
Plus competitive rates.
Woo!
And we are back. 9:13 to play in the second quarter. Third down and goal from the 10, however, after Oxford fumbled the football, but fortunately for the Yellow Jackets, Jake Edwards able to fall on it at the 10. Sylacauga out in front 7-0, and see how Oxford plays it here on third down and goal from the Aggie 10-yard line. Two receivers split to the left, Goggins and Newton. Edwards fakes, looks to the end zone, had a man breaking free, but could not get the ball to him. Jake Goggins had a step on the defender in the end zone, but someone was all over Jake Edwards, and he couldn't complete the play.
Yeah, Goggins came from a long way away here. He was all the way lined up out wide to the left side. You can see why Edwards didn't get it there, but you can also see Goggins was open in the end zone. But that's a lot of time to have to protect your quarterback. Oxford will have to settle for the field goal attempt.
Wall will hold. Wigley will kick. It'll be spotted at the 17, so it will be a 27-yard field goal attempt from the right hash mark. Plenty of leg, and he got it through there. So Oxford does take advantage of the turnover, but they still only get 3, which has to be somewhat of a consolation for the Sylacauga defense, considering Oxford was sitting there first and goal inside the 5-yard line. So 7-3 now. The score is the Yellow Jackets will kick it off with 9:04 to play in the second quarter.
Well, just what you had just mentioned, what we had talked about, the fact that Oxford's so big up front, you think they have the ball first and goal inside the 5, that they're probably going to be able to just hand it off and get it in there. But because of the handoff on the mistake on the handoff of the exchange there between the running back and quarterback, and I don't know who made the mistake, but the ball ends up on the ground, and Jake Edwards gets back on it. Because he got back on it, the Yellow Jackets come away with 3. But you got to credit this Aggie team, the Sylacauga Aggies, with getting after it on defense. You know, they took advantage of the break with a big run by Luke Scott on their first possession, and this defense has hung in there. They've given up 3 points. They need the offense to come back and do something good, but especially after the turnover. Remember how the Yellow Jackets got this thing in good field position. So give this defense a big round of applause right now, because they have really kept their team ahead up to this point at least.
And Wigley will kick it off for the Yellow Jackets, but first a whistle by one of the officials. Dennis Braden, the referee.
Yeah, he's just checking them out to see what. I'm not sure, but what they didn't kick it before they had whistled it ready for flight. And I think that's what Mr. Snyder is explaining to the kicker. You got to wait till we whistle this thing ready for play before you take off.
And there is the whistle. Once again, a high short kick that will go out of bounds. So Sylacauga will have good field position on this possession.
Yeah, they will. And you can take the choice of where it goes out of bounds, or you can take the ball at the 35. So.
Well, here's the Oxford scoring drive. They go 48 yards in 12 plays in 4.5 minutes. 27-yard field goal by Wigley puts the Jackets on the board with 3 points. Sylacauga will have it from their 35 after the kickoff out of bounds.
Boy, turnovers have just been huge, and almost turnovers. You know, with the poor exchange with the Yellow Jackets probably keeping them out of the end zone.
New quarterback, Murphy, who hands it to Luke Scott, and another big hit by Casey Johnson, the Oxford linebacker, who has been very active here in the first half. But Chris Murphy, the sophomore, Butch, now in for Maurice Crawford at quarterback.
Yeah, I think the plan was to play both of these guys coming in. This is not unusual. But you mentioned Johnson. I mean, this guy has been around the football all night long for the Yellow Jackets.
And the guy just hit 6'1", 240 too.
Yeah, and not just hit it, he stood it up. You know, I mean, at contact, and Casey Johnson only weighs 180 pounds, so he's giving away about 60 pounds there.
Well, McKinney made a nice move behind the line of scrimmage to break a tackle, but only picks up about 3 yards, taken down by the Yellow Jackets' Matt Clay, so it will be 3rd and about 8 yards.
You know, I love kids like Casey Johnson that get out there and I mean, he's a good size for a high school player. You're talking about a little over 6 feet at 180 pounds. You know, that's good size for a high school linebacker, but you're talking about somebody, wouldn't you love to see somebody that was 6'4" and 260 or something that played with the desire that this kid plays with? And you do sometimes, but you see him on Sundays.
3rd down and 8. Murphy will just take it and run it himself. And once again, it's Casey Johnson making the tackle and saving a 1st down, because Murphy might have picked it up without Johnson making the nice play at the 41-yard line.
Yeah, Murphy is elusive, and you'll see that right here. There's no doubt this is a called run, nothing but a quarterback sweep. But he sets up his blocks, but there's Casey Johnson throwing the young quarterback to the ground, short of 1st down yardage, and Sylacauga back to punt again. Now, both these punters have kicked the ball extremely high, so don't look for much of a return, and there is a bit of a wind at the back of the punter.
And drop the football, and it's blocked. It is blocked, and it is recovered by the Yellow Jackets. Sean Jones, and Oxford gets a turnover on special teams. They'll have it 1st and 10 at the Sylacauga 20-yard line.
And this is all set up because the ball was dropped on the snap. Tyler Cox, the senior punter, just doesn't find the handle. And, you know, that's the thing about having linemen back there punting. In high school, a lot of times your best punter is a lineman, but he got to catch the ball before he can punt it. And in this case, Cox mishandled the snap. The block results. And, you know, to be honest about it, if Sean Jones is able to pick that thing up cleanly, he goes into the end zone.
Matt Clay blocked it. 1st and 10. This is Hurd, the fullback, a couple of yards, and that is about it. So it'll be 2nd down and 8.
Well, I'm going to credit this defense again with standing in there. A lot of times after you see a big play like that, that defense comes out and they've got their head down, and on 1st down, man, that offense picks up a big chunk of yardage. Not the case here. The Aggies came out and right away played good defense and held the Yellow Jackets to a short gain on 1st down. Sets up 2nd and 8.
Edwards gives it to Hurd again. And not much up the middle. Another yard or 2 at most. David Taylor there on the tackle for Sylacauga, along with DJ Barner once again. 3rd down and 7 coming up. From just inside the 17-yard line. And there you get a look at some members of the Stephen F. Austin football team who will be playing Jacksonville State on Saturday in a Southland Conference matchup, a game that can be seen live here on TV 24. Corey Kelly taken down at the 15-yard line. A nice tackle. Again, David Taylor, we call that young man's name. Stopped Kelly about 4 yards short of a 1st down.
Boy, this is a great job by Taylor. You got Kelly in the open there, and, you know, if he gets by that, he's in the end zone for sure. Great job by Taylor coming up and making the tackle. This guy is a sure tackler, too. You know, you see so often people come up and try to put big hits and not lock up, but great tackle by Taylor, and the Yellow Jackets going for it here on 4th down.
So they'll pass on the field goal try. Pitch to Corey Kelly, and Kelly's got the 1st down. He pulls his way down to about the 6-yard line. Nothing fancy, just give it to the young freshman. Good blocking by the right side of the offensive line, and the Yellow Jackets are right where they were a few moments ago, 1st and goal at around the 6-yard line.
Pretty bold call by the Yellow Jackets. Of course, you know, with the times what it is, with only 5 minutes remaining here before half, and they're almost tackled. Kelly able to run through that arm and pick up 1st down yardage, and Oxford knocking on the door again.
Kelly now with 42 yards on the night on 12 carries. This is Hurd again, though, and boy, a sea of white jerseys bring him down at the 3-yard line, led by Sylacauga's Adam Smith, the junior defensive tackle.
Don't think you'll see anything fancy down here. Hand the ball off behind those big linemen. See if they can't punch it in the end zone.
Second down and goal from the 3. This is Kelly with it, and is taken down behind the line of scrimmage. Nice defensive play. It's Adam Smith again for Sylacauga, as Oxford will actually lose a couple of yards on the play.
It's your defensive tackle who's coming in right behind your pulling guard. The guard's pulling to try to get out in front of this, and you know, a lot of times you won't pull people down on the goal line just because of that, because you're giving up penetration. A great job that time by Adam Smith again, and again, that's, you know, Smith and Taylor, two guys we have mentioned over and over again for Sylacauga, doing an outstanding job. And 3rd and goal for the Yellow Jackets.
Fake to Kelly. Edwards looking to the end zone. Now he'll try to run it in and won't make it. Stop short of the goal line. And once again, you've got Adam Smith over there. Also, Culberson was in the neighborhood. As Sylacauga got great pursuit. Chris Murphy as well was out there to help out on the tackle.
And again, you had a receiver open in the back of the end zone, and Jake Edwards pumped and pulled it down. I think he was afraid he might get that one knocked down if he had gone ahead and thrown it. He did have a receiver open back in the corner of the end zone, but a great job, again, of that defense for the Aggies getting there and knocking him out of bounds.
Timeout. Back in a moment.
If you're about to make a car payment, stop and get to the Giant Superior Nissan Chrysler Jeep tent event at Anniston Walmart parking lot.
Going on now.
Superior Nissan Chrysler Jeep is bringing the best of their new and pre-owned inventory to the Walmart parking lot in Anniston. Over 300 vehicles in all will be clearly tagged with the lowest possible prices. And we're making it as easy as 1, 2, 3. It's the Giant Superior Nissan Chrysler Jeep tent event at the Walmart parking lot across from Fort McClellan in Anniston, Alabama.
Hello, I'm Keith Robertson, and I'm running for the new position of Revenue Commissioner of Calhoun County. We all know that you can have a team with a lot of experience, but if you don't have a leader, then you will never win a championship. We need a leader that will develop a website which will make records accessible to the public, as well as provide a courteous and professional atmosphere and ensuring fair and equal taxation. We now have a team with a lot of experience, and they deserve a leader. I ask that you support me, Keith Robertson, for Revenue Commissioner, and we will all be winners.
And we're back at Lamar Field. It's 4th and goal from the 3-yard line for Oxford with 3:31 to play in the first half, and it looks as though, Butch, the Yellow Jackets will go for it.
Right, and there's two ways of looking at this, Mickey. One, you kick a field goal, and now you kick another field goal and you're ahead, you know, if the opportunity presents itself, or you go for it, and of course if you make the touchdown, then you're already ahead. But if you don't, if you go for it here and you don't make it, you know, it's a whole new ballgame. You've got to score a touchdown to try to take the lead. And it looks as though, as you said, the Yellow Jackets are going to go for it here.
Kelly gets the pitch, and Kelly is hit and taken down short of the goal line. Number 69, Andrew Gilliland, a senior linebacker, made the hit on Corey Kelly, and I tell you what, Sylacauga is getting some outstanding play by this defense.
Yep, you take a look at it there. Boy, they are bringing folks, and there is a nice tackle by, again, you mentioned him, Gilliland, coming up in there on the defensive side. That's a great job by this Aggie defense. Mickey, another thing comes into play here. The Yellow Jackets only have one timeout remaining. You know they would like to use their timeouts down here and make Sylacauga have to punt the ball away. Don't look for anything fancy from the Aggies here. They just would like to run out the clock, but Oxford only has one timeout remaining here in the first half.
Luke Scott brings it out across the 5-yard line. Give the Aggies a little bit of breathing room. Sylacauga would love to run the clock, get a first down or two, and avoid having to give the football back to the Yellow Jackets. 2nd down and 7. Under 3 minutes now to play in the first half. Crawford back in at quarterback, by the way, for Sylacauga. And not much yardage that time either. Going to set up about 3rd down and 4 for Coach Blackman's team. Clock continues to move, which is what the Aggies would like to see here with a 7-3 lead. Murphy's got it, slips down behind the line of scrimmage, and again it's Casey Johnson there to deliver the final hit to bring the back down. And it will be 4th down, and now Oxford, I think, will exercise their final timeout, and they will. The Yellow Jackets stop the clock with 2:09 to play before the half. Back to Lamar Field in just a moment.
Fill up with gas, grab a snack, something cold to drink, a smile and a thanks. It's all waiting on you at your home-owned and operated Grub Mart. With locations all over East Alabama, your local Grub Mart is ready when you are with pay at the pump, clean stores, and a fast and friendly way for you to pick up the items you need every day. For quality gasoline and the best in convenience, visit your home-owned and operated Young Old Company Grub Mart. There's a Grub Mart near you.
Has an auto, sports, or on-the-job injury got you down? If so, you need to contact Dr. Patrick Harrison at his new location, the Alternative Healthcare and Chiropractic Center at 114 East 16th Street in Anniston. Dr. Harrison and his staff specialize in chiropractic pain management, headache, neck, and low back pain, as well as all extremities. Dr. Harrison has the touch to put you back on the health track.
And a nice shot of the Sylacauga cheerleaders here tonight. Their team out in front of the Yellow Jackets 7-3. But the Aggies are going to have to punt from the end zone. And Tyler Cox, who dropped the snap a moment ago, fields this one cleanly and gets away a nice kick. It will sail out of bounds, though, so the official will spot this one at around the 34. So pretty good job by the Sylacauga kicker just to get that football out of there and get some height on it. Oxford will get the ball back with 2:03 to play here in the first half. The Yellow Jackets are out of timeouts, however. Well, they'll spot it at the 35, so 1st and 10 from there. So without any timeouts, let's see how the Yellow Jackets play it. Screen pass set up, and it is complete to Goggins. Nice executed play. Goggins slips down in the grasp of Sylacauga's Patrick Williams at the 26-yard line. Another look at the screen pass, actually a lateral, so fortunately Goggins comes up with it. Nice run after the catch, however. 2nd down at a yard, and that clock is moving. Quick give to Hurd. And Hurd runs into Kevin Rogers of Sylacauga. It is a 1st down at the 24-yard line, so the clock will stop momentarily for the move of the chains. And, of course, Oxford does have a capable field goal kicker in Harrison Wigley. Already has a 27-yard field goal this evening. The only Oxford points of the night so far. Oxford hurries up to the line of scrimmage with no timeouts. Edwards will throw down the near sideline. He throws it a bit far. Jake Goggins, the intended receiver. Patrick Williams of Sylacauga on the coverage. So 2nd and 10. The incompletion, of course, does stop the clock with 1:13 now to play in the first half. Here comes the blitz by Sylacauga, and Edwards does a good job getting away from it. Nearly intercepted down at the 5-yard line, but Chris Creighton, sophomore for Sylacauga, could not quite come up with the football. But the pressure definitely got to Jake Edwards, as we will see. So it will be 3rd down and 10. 1:07 now left in the half. Here comes the blitz again. Here's the give to Corey Kelly, and Sylacauga not fooled, especially Kevin Rogers, making a fine play for Sylacauga, bringing down Corey Kelly behind the line of scrimmage. Get another look at it. Looked like Kelly was going to have some room, if not for Kevin Rogers getting there and disrupting that play. So the play lost 4 yards. It'll be 4th down, and Oxford will just let the clock wind down. And with no timeouts, the Yellow Jackets will have to hurry to get the play off to avoid a delay of game penalty. 25 seconds and counting. 4th down, 14, Oxford to go for it. Edwards with time this time, throws over the middle toward the end zone. It is incomplete. There was contact back there. The Oxford receiver, Kelsey McWilliams, wanted a flag but did not get it. And the football will go over to Sylacauga on downs. Get another look at the play. And Patrick Williams, the defender on the play for Sylacauga. A bang-bang play. So Sylacauga 1st and 10 from their 27. The Aggies will be content to just run out the remaining 13 seconds and head into the locker room with a lead in this ball game. Oxford coming off the big win over Wetumpka last week. Sylacauga coming off the disappointing loss to Valley, both region games for both teams. Sylacauga taking advantage of an Oxford turnover, scoring a touchdown. Oxford taking advantage of a Sylacauga turnover, only getting a field goal. And that's where we stand at halftime, 7-3, as the Oxford Yellow Jackets lead the Sylacauga Aggies. So again, all the points here in the first half scored off of turnovers. Both defenses playing pretty good football here in this first half, especially Sylacauga holding Oxford out of the end zone twice when the Jackets had it 1st and goal inside the 10. Oxford only coming out of those 2 opportunities with just 3 points. Well, Butch Barker is standing by down on the field with Oxford's Mike Justice.
Lots of opportunities the first half, but you haven't been able to get it in. Credit to defense for the Aggies with a lot of that. Any changes you're going to make, though?
Yeah, we don't have to change a lot. We should have scored 3 or 4. We don't have to change a lot. What we got to do is get them blocked better. We got to play harder. We're not playing with a lot of intensity. We're just playing. Sylacauga came to play, and we're going to have to get where we want to play. 7-3, we survived the first half. We just got to come back and play now.
Well, Coach, look for your team to get after a little better the second half, and good luck to you in the second half. Thank you, Coach. Well, just like Coach Justice said, not a lot of enthusiasm out of his football team. I bet you can hear him in the locker room the second half, Mickey. We'll see if it makes any difference as they come back out onto the field.
All right, we'll step aside for a break. Come back with the Crossroads halftime show from Lamar Field in just a moment.
Ron Newton sacks the competition once again with 0% financing or up to $6,000 rebates on 2003 models. The newest models, the hottest deals on Pontiacs, Cadillacs, and GMCs. You want the new Envoy? We've got it. How about a Cadillac Escalade or DeVille? We've got it. The GMC Yukons? We've got them. The best deal, the best price, and 0% financing or up to $6,000 rebates. We've got them. Ron Newton, Pontiac, Cadillac, GMC.
When you're looking to sell your house, little details can make a big difference. At ERA, we focus on the details. That's how you know we're always there for you.
The reasons that people make an area home is just that, the home. The Home Builders Association of Greater Calhoun County continues to make living in Northeast Alabama the right choice for each of us. The Home Builders Association membership is widespread, and the economic impact affects each and every one of us. The Home Builders Association of Greater Calhoun County does more than just build homes. They help secure the growth and economic well-being of where we live. Before you build, use a licensed builder. It's the law. The Home Builders Association of Greater Calhoun County, proud to be a part of your dreams.
Homegrown. That's as good as it gets. Lots of care and pride, years of experience, and down-home hands-on knowledge to turn out the best product anywhere, right here in our hometown. It's the same care and nurturing we give to life insurance at Liberty National. to help grow abundant futures for our customers. It's not just life insurance. It's homegrown care. Liberty National Life.
Andy, the way I'm dressed, man, I can't keep a low profile. You're going to have to help me. Andy's Suit Store and Andy's Big and Tall has styles to fit almost everyone. Come in today and let them help you find everything you need to look great. Well, thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. That's Andy's Suit Store and Andy's Big and Tall in Oxford.
The Ultimate Sports Bar and Restaurant is back. The Sports Nut of Jacksonville is newly remodeled and open for business. If you like great food, lunch, or dinner, then come check out the new Sports Nut. We have an extensive food menu, from hot wings to Wiener Schnitzel. Big screen TVs abound with satellite live feeds of sporting events from around the world. It's the Ultimate Sports Bar and Restaurant. Come check out Calhoun County's most popular nut, the Sports Nut, Highway 21, Jacksonville.
And we are back at Lamar Field on senior night at Oxford High School. Now the Crossroads halftime show. Crossroads, where the campus meets the cross. Crossroads occurs every Sunday night at 8 o'clock at the First Baptist Church of Jacksonville. And the Crossroads halftime show begins with the Sylacauga Aggie Marching Band. nice job by the Sylacauga Aggie marching band here at halftime. 7-3 our halftime score. Back in a moment.
Call this number now, or you'll pay too much for your next car. 1-866-REAL-DEALER. The phone will ring at Alabama's Real Dealer, Cooper Chevrolet, where you always get the lowest price. 2003 Silverado Extended Cab starts at just $19,950. Cavaliers at just $12,230. It doesn't get any easier. Just make the call now to where you always get the lowest price. Cooper Chevy, yours Buick, where the deal is real.
Remember how things used to be. Jumping on the bed. The feeling of waking to a wonderful day. A bedtime story by Dad. Knowing Mom was always there. At Mattress America, we remember. And we thought it important to remind you of the way things used to be, because they still are at Mattress America. At Mattress America, we are committed to making sure you have that perfect night's sleep.
The all-new Car Mart is coming to Jacksonville. Located at 620 Pelham Road, it's your one stop for complete auto repair and service center. You'll be able to take advantage at one location of AC repair, oil and lube, tires like Michelin, Goodyear, BF Goodrich, and Kelly, struts, shocks, brakes, and muffler repair. That's the all-new Car Mart on Pelham Road in Jacksonville.
When it comes to men's formal wear, there's only one name you need to know: Sam Stewart Formal Wear. The name Calhoun County has trusted for over 28 years. At Sam Stewart Formal Wear, we don't depend on others to deliver your tuxedos on time. We take care of that ourselves with over 30,000 items in stock right here in our warehouse in Anniston. Check out our new website and remember to trust your special day or evening to the professionals at Sam Stewart Formal Wear, where renting tuxedos is our only concern.
My name's Kerry Klemecki, and I change light bulbs.
Kerry Klemecki is one brave man.
It does get kind of windy up here.
But would Kerry Klemecki ever be brave enough to get car insurance without a State Farm agent?
Car insurance with no State Farm agent? Now that scares me.
When it comes to car insurance, be like this State Farm customer and get an agent you can rely on.
Bad bulb, good bulb.
Plus competitive rates.
Woo!
Lynn Costner Auto Sales is proud to be a sponsor of high school and JSU football. Since 1997, Lynn Costner Auto Sales has grown to 2 locations and over 150 quality vehicles to choose from. Go by either the Highway 431 lot in Alexandria or visit their main lot in Sachs on Highway 431. Lynn Costner's makes buying a quality vehicle easy. They offer all types of financing, including local banks, credit unions, and on-lot financing. Come join Lynn Costner's long list of satisfied repeat customers today.
And the Crossroads halftime show continues here on the ERA King Real Estate Game of the Week. Crossroads, where the campus meets the cross, each Sunday night at 8 o'clock. You can experience Crossroads at the First Baptist Church in Jacksonville. Halftime score right now at Lamar Field in Oxford. It is Sylacauga 7, Oxford 3 in this Region 3 matchup out of Class 5A between the Aggies and the Yellow Jackets. It is senior night here at Oxford High School. And right now it is the Yellow Jacket Marching Band beginning their halftime performance.
Ron Newton sacks the competition once again with 0% financing or up to $6,000 rebates on 2003 models. The newest models, the hottest deals on Pontiacs, Cadillacs, and GMCs. You want the new Envoy? We've got it. How about a Cadillac Escalade or DeVille? We've got it. The GMC Yukons? We've got them. The best deal, the best price, and 0% financing or up to $6,000 rebates. We've got them. Ron Newton, Pontiac, Cadillac, GMC.
Andy, the way I'm dressed, man, I can't keep a low profile. You're going to have to help me. Andy's Suit Store and Andy's Big and Tall has styles to fit almost everyone. Come in today and let them help you find everything you need to look great. Well, thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. That's Andy's Suit Store and Andy's Big and Tall in Oxford.
Homegrown. That's as good as it gets. Lots of care and pride, years of experience, and down-home hands-on knowledge to turn out the best product anywhere, right here in our hometown. It's the same care and nurturing we give to life insurance at Liberty National to help grow abundant futures for our customers. It's not just life insurance. It's homegrown care. Liberty National Life.
The reasons that people make an area home is just that, the home. The Home Builders Association of Greater Calhoun County continues to make living in Northeast Alabama the right choice for each of us. The Home Builders Association membership is widespread, and the economic impact affects each and every one of us. The Home Builders Association of Greater Calhoun County does more than just build homes. They help secure the growth and economic well-being of where we live. Before you build, use a licensed builder. It's the law. The Home Builders Association of Greater Calhoun County, proud to be a part of your dreams.
At Cheehaw Bank in Oxford, we remember how banking used to be, when the only thing warmer than the coffee were the handshakes and conversation you received when you walked through the front door. It's the kind of banking relationship you won't find just anywhere, but you'll find it at Cheehaw Bank. Decisions are made locally, not out of town. Local folks like Shad Williams, Scott James, and Alan Godey are here to help with all your lending needs, and Beverly Hughes with all new account needs. Cheehaw Bank in Oxford, your home-owned community bank.
Ron's Barbecue, located just off of the intersection of Highways 144 and 431, is the perfect place for you to relax and enjoy delicious food with your community. We have favorites such as hamburgers, wings, homemade onion rings, barbecue plates with tasty sides like baked beans and potato salad, and that scrumptious peanut butter cake. Join us for our baby back ribs on Friday and Saturday after 4 o'clock, and all-you-can-eat catfish on Thursday. Ron's is open from 10 to 8 Tuesday and Wednesday, and from 10 to 9 on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Stop by and see us today.
And we're back at Lamar Field getting set for the second half kickoff between Sylacauga and Oxford. The Aggies lead the Yellow Jackets by a score of 7-3. Both teams scoring points off of turnovers in the first half. Taking a look at the first half highlights in this football game. First big run, first big highlight. Sylacauga, the fullback Luke Scott, runs this football all the way into the end zone, a 61-yard touchdown run to account for the only points for Sylacauga in the first half. And here's the fumble. Crawford lost the football. It was hopped on by the Yellow Jackets' Matt Clay, and then Wigley winds up kicking a 27-yard field goal when Oxford was held out of the end zone, made it 7-3. And that's all the points here in the first half. And then the mishandled punt by Sylacauga's Tyler Cox, and Oxford recovered at the 20-yard line by Sean Jones, but Oxford could not cash in as Corey Kelly was up in it on a fine defensive play by Andrew Gilliland of Sylacauga, keeping Oxford out of the end zone, and no points on that drive. Here's your first half statistics, and not much to show here. 7-3 the score, no passing yards in the game, no completions in the game, only a lateral, the only completion in the ball game from Jake Edwards to Jake Goggins. Rushing yards, 87 for Sylacauga, 66 for Oxford. That's your total yardage as well. Time of possession, Oxford had the football for about 5 more minutes. First downs, amazing, 4 for Oxford, only 1 for Sylacauga, yet they lead the ball game. And of course, there, the stat butch at the bottom of the screen, the turnovers, 1 for each team, and each team taking advantage of those turnovers. 7 points for Sylacauga off an Oxford turnover, and only 3 points for the Yellow Jackets off of Sylacauga mistakes.
One first down for Sylacauga, 4 for Oxford, have not completed a pass. Neither of these football teams have completed a pass. And I'll be honest with you, they may go the entire night without completing one if it goes like it's been going thus far in this ball game.
Sylacauga has held Corey Kelly to 39 yards rushing. Oxford's held Scott to 67, but 61 of those on that touchdown run. Here is Wall on the kickoff return for Oxford. And Wall, a fine return out across the 40 to the 43-yard line, tackled by Sylacauga's Tony Culberson. So Oxford will have great field position on their first drive to begin the second half.
Yeah, and the paint may be peeling in the locker room from what I anticipated was said by Coach Justice and the staff. He did not feel like his team played with much intensity. Coach Blackman, on the other hand, has to be pleased with the way his defense is played. I mean, they could have given up a lot of points in that first half. Instead, only gave up the 1 field goal. Now they're called on again to come up with a stop after the good kickoff return.
First down give is to Corey Kelly. Kelly, hard running between the tackles, picks up 9 yards on this first down run, tackled by Chris Creighton, the sophomore defensive back for Sylacauga.
Tell you what, we only had 30-something yards total in the first half. He picks up 9 or 8 at least on this first down carry. So a better job on the first down this time, starting off the second half here.
Officially an 8-yard gain for Kelly. He gets the call again on 2nd and 2, and he's going to have a first down. Stevie Hill made the tackle for Sylacauga, but Kelly advances it 3 yards, good enough for a Yellow Jacket first down at the Sylacauga 45-yard line.
And as long as the Yellow Jackets are having this kind of success, you can bet you're not going to see anything fancy out of them. Coach Justice loves to use clock and move the football on the ground. Again, those guys getting moved out up front. They haven't had that happening to them a lot on defense thus far for the Aggies. They've really been able to hold their ground, and then some linebackers and some corners coming, bringing a lot of people. This time, again, they brought a lot of people, but still, Kelly able to pick up positive yardage on the play.
Culberson makes the tackle at the 42-yard line after a gain of 3 yards, so it'll be second down and 7. Oxford going with the ground game. The freshman Corey Kelly getting the majority of the carries here for Coach Justice in this ball game so far.
Boy, Oxford almost struck for a touchdown on that last play, offensive play before the half. And boy, that was an excellent throw by Edwards. Had an opportunity to get that one in the end zone.
First completion of the night. It's from Jake Edwards to Desmond Newton. But the play only nets about 3 yards to the Aggie 39, so it'll be third down and 4.
Pretty safe play here, of course, just to raise up and hit your wide out on a little 2-yard turnaround. And great job reacting up, and a nice tackle there by your defender, Murphy, coming up to make the tackle. We've seen him on offense. He plays defense all the time. Played offense some. Big third down situation here. Wouldn't surprise me, though, for Oxford to go for this if they even get half of this on third down.
They need 4 yards to the Aggie 35, and Kelly has got it and more to the 32-yard line. Once again, Culberson helping out on the tackle for Sylacauga, as well as number 69, Andrew Gilliland, but it'll move the chain. So Oxford, Bush just coming out, running hard between the tackles, moving the chains.
Yep, and this is exactly what Coach Blackman was not wanting to see happen. You see Corey Kelly with 60 yards now on the night, and already with 19 carries, and he's going to be the workhorse for this Oxford team.
And Hurd, hard running up the middle, puts the headgear into Andrew Gilliland, and Hurd picks up 7 yards on this first down tote.
Yeah, about the time I say Kelly's going to be the workhorse, they turn and give the ball to Hurd, and that's a good call because that defense was keying on Kelly also, so the quick hitter by your fullback. If you've noticed, though, almost everything going to the right side between that big guard and tackle and tight end on that side, having success until that play. Now it was the defensive time. Great job penetrating by a host of defenders there for the Aggies, led by Stevie Hale and David Taylor. Nice job as, again, a host of defenders get there for the Aggies and brings up another big third down play. And Mickey, I also believe, again, you're in 4 down territory, or the Yellow Jacket.
Over 3.5 minutes into this drive to begin the second half. Third down and 4. Edwards gets it to Newton. Nice run after the catch. Nets Oxford a first down at the 19-yard line. David Taylor coming over to make the stop. Also Stevie Hill making the hit out wide as well.
Well, I'm going to tell you, this is just a little too much cushion being given by your corner here. And when Murphy reacts up, Newton makes him miss and picks up the first down yardage easy. But when you've got a 3rd and 4 situation, you can't play off 10 yards because they complete the pass. They pick up first down yardage. It's a good call by the offensive coaches for the Yellow Jackets. Little simple pass results in first down yardage.
Back to Kelly. Big hole at right tackle. And Kelly inside the 10, inside the 5, and finally taken out at about the 2-yard line. Corey Kelly, he got the seam he needed, Butch, and he is a load to bring down when he gets ahead of steam going.
Well, no doubt, Corey Kelly runs the football hard. Like you say, got that little crease there. Good job of blocking. Then makes the cut off of the block by Goggins, gets him down even closer to the goal line. Oxford knocking on the door again.
First and goal from the 4. So first and goal at the 4-yard line. Outstanding blocking up front. Hard running by Kelly. This is Hurd, and he will be spotted down inside the 2. A flag thrown after the play.
Comes in late, like you said. Don't know if this will be a dead ball. In fact, I don't think it will be, but it did come in late. And be interesting to see what the call is here.
Oxford has 4 first downs on this drive after netting 4 the entire first half.
Here's your referee, Dennis Braden. It is dead ball, personal foul against Sylacauga. Not going to result in a lot of yardage picked up because it'll be half the distance.
So first and goal inside the 1. Quarterback sneak for Jake Edwards, and he's in. Touchdown. Now that is an impressive drive.
Well, Coach Justice assured me as he went into the dressing room that his team would play with more intensity here in the second half, and thus far they've done that on this opening drive.
Boy, big block by the center, John Douglas, snapping the football to Edwards and just drove the middle of that Aggie defense off the line of scrimmage, paving the way for Edwards to get in for the touchdown. Extra point attempt is good. So Oxford at the 7:41 mark of the 3rd quarter takes its first lead of the ball game, 10-7. Back to Lamar Field in just a moment.
At Cheehaw Bank in Oxford, we remember how banking used to be, when the only thing warmer than the coffee were the handshakes and conversation you received when you walked through the front door. It's the kind of banking relationship you won't find just anywhere, but you'll find it at Cheehaw Bank. Decisions are made locally, not out of town. Local folks like Shad Williams, Scott James, and Alan Godey are here to help with all your lending needs, and Beverly Hughes with all new account needs. Cheehaw Bank in Oxford, your home-owned community bank.
Oxford Yellow Jackets have taken the lead over Sylacauga 10-7 as Jake Edwards sneaks it in from a yard out and making the Oxford faithful happy here on senior night at Oxford High School. As we mentioned, Oxford getting 4 first downs the entire first half. They got 4 first downs on that drive alone to begin the 3rd quarter, and Coach Justice has to be pleased with how his team has responded after coming out of the locker room to this point.
Yeah, now it's time to see how the Aggies respond. Mickey, they've had no success on offense with the exception of the big run by Luke Scott that went for 60-plus yards. They're going to get decent field position after a little short kick. They'll start just outside the 35-yard line, but again, this offense has not had much success. Only 1 first down, and of course that didn't come on the touchdown run because that doesn't go as a first down.
Oh, here's the scoring drive. Oxford marching 56 yards in 10 plays. Just over 4 minutes off the clock to begin the 3rd quarter, and capping the drive off with the sneak by Edwards. 10-7, Oxford in the lead now.
Maurice Crawford back in at quarterback. Again, I mentioned earlier that, you know, it was planned that you would see Chris Murphy in there, the sophomore at quarterback also some. So it wasn't unusual to see him in there. Now your junior back in the ball game, and this time the Aggies trail by 3.
Murphy in at tailback behind Luke Scott, the fullback. And here's Murphy. Murphy taken down behind the line of scrimmage by a host of Jacket defenders led by Cliff Edwards, the young man you see on your screen there, the junior.
Not the start the Aggies wanted to have on the offensive side. First play after you go behind, you you lose a yard on the play. But again, much more enthusiasm and intensity being shown by the Yellow Jackets. I don't know why it is. Sometimes teams, it really doesn't matter what you've done all week long for some reason or another. And it could be the fact they know their chances of getting in the playoff are slim to none and those kind of things. Senior night, homecoming, you know how that kind of stuff goes. But it was obvious to me that there was not a lot of intensity with this football team, and they've picked it up here. The offense comes out and drives the ball the length and gets in the end zone, and now the first 2 plays on defense have netted nothing. So a lot more intensity here by the Yellow Jackets, and I think you're going to have to look for the Aggies to open it up some to have some success. Of course, by doing that, they're also going to be taking some risks.
Casey Johnson, another good play defensively, bringing down Luke Scott. So it's 3rd down and 11. Looking to put it in the air over the middle, and Thomas nails Taylor, the receiver, at the 45-yard line, but he got there too early as flags are thrown on the field.
Well, that's not a very good play. I mean, just to be honest, that's a good hit, but it's not a smart play. You've got the team in 3rd down and 11, and you're in great position to knock this ball away, and instead you go for the big hit, and you get there way too early. I mean, you're right there. That is not difficult to knock away. You're not even watching the football. You go strictly to hit the receiver, and you give the other team a first down. So, yeah, nice hit. But that's not smart, and it results in first down yardage for the Aggie. I'll take that hit every day. Give me first down. You wear the pads, the helmet, and everything. That's no big deal. Nice job as far as being aggressive, but you got to play this game smart if you hope to win.
First down at the 50. Pump fake down the far sideline. Great coverage. John O'Wall was step for step with Chris Ingram. Did not bite on the fake. The pump fake by Maurice Crawford, so it'll be 2nd and 10. About the midway point of the 2nd quarter. Sylacauga keeping the drive alive after the pass interference call against the Yellow Jackets defense.
Again, this defense has given up nothing other than the yardage gained on the penalty, and that's only their 2nd first down of the game, and it comes by way of the penalty.
Second down. Crawford gives it to Murphy, who actually fakes it and keeps it himself and picks up about 3 or 4 yards, chased down from behind by the Yellow Jackets' Matt Clay.
Well, that's an unusual design on this play, and what I mean by that, Mickey, you run a quarterback keep, but usually if you're going to run a quarterback keep, the backs fake up inside and you try to keep it outside when you've drawn the defense in. This time the guy you faked to went out wide, and then you turn and follow him. So you would think all the defensive guys were going in that direction. It did pick up positive yardage, though.
3rd down and 7, though, from the Oxford 47. Crawford swings it out to Murphy. He's got some room in front of him. Picks up a nice lead block, and Murphy's going to be very close to his first down. Chase Thomas hustled over to take him out of bounds at around the 40-yard line, and this will all depend on the spot from the official.
Well, I'm going to say this. I got on to Chase Thomas for the poor decision a minute ago, but this time, this is great effort. This looks like it's going to get the first down easily when it's set up, but there's Chase Thomas reacting up from his free safety spot, and he makes a solid tackle there and holds the Aggies short of first down yardage. So they're going to go for it here on 4th down, but it's the tackle of Thomas that's forced them into doing this. And as many times as we've seen bobbled snaps and that type of thing, even though it's 4th and inches here, it's not a sure thing.
4th and about a half yard. Crawford gives to Scott, and Scott's got the first down. Broke the arm tackle of Casey Johnson, picked up 2 yards to the Yellow Jacket 38, and the Aggies keep the drive alive.
Good job by the Aggies up front. Hard running by Luke Scott. Again, a lot of times you don't want to run at an angle there, but Scott had his shoulders down low and drove up into that line of scrimmage and picked up the first down yardage. Again, they only had to get about 6 inches to keep the drive alive.
Well, he had 67 yards at halftime, so he's tacked on 3 more here in the second half.
And remember, 60 plus of those came on 1 run, so you can see not much success other than that 1 run on the ground.
Here's the pitch to Murphy. Murphy fighting for Tough yardage, only got about 3 yards, but it was good hard running by this young sophomore. Only 5'5", 140 pounds, and that's probably soaking wet for number 3 from Sylacauga, but he is a tough young player.
I believe Coach Blackman has already made up his mind that if it's 4th down and probably less than 5, they'll be going for it down here. So 4 down territory, I would think, for Coach Blackman and the Aggies, as long as it's not an over 5-yard situation.
Luke Scott finds daylight at right tackle. His offensive line gave him a hole, and he's into the Oxford secondary. Chase Thomas brought him down, but it's a gain of about 15 yards, and it'll move the chains again for Sylacauga.
Well, nice job by the Aggies coming back, and, of course, again, they get the break on the penalty on the pass interference play, but that kept the drive alive. If that doesn't happen, they've already punted the thing back to Oxford. Oxford may be ahead if they control the football like they did. The Aggies have taken advantage of it and now find themselves in good position to put some points on the board. And I'll tell you now, they have an excellent field goal kicker. He's within range now.
1st and 10. Luke Scott. Chase Thomas hits him low to bring him down just short of the 20-yard line after a gain of 3. So it will be 2nd down and 7. And we go under 3 minutes to play here in the 3rd quarter. And each team has only held the football one time, but it is a fast-moving football game when you got 2 rushing teams like we have here tonight.
Yep, that are rushing and taking 3 downs to pick up the 1st downs and all of the things that go along with that. Like you say, only 2nd down on this drive, and we'll be right at 2 minutes and 30 seconds remaining when they snap it.
Scott right up the middle, and Scott's getting it going now. The big fullback is inside the 15 to the 14, brought down by Sean Jones, and it is very close to a 1st down. He'll be about a half-yard short as Luke Scott can't arm tackle this big fella. Scott goes 6'1", 240. And it's going to be 3rd down and less than a yard for Sylacauga.
We're going to measure it again. What was Stan's pick on this one?
He says 1st down.
And, of course, he's correct again.
Chalk it another one up for Stan.
Where do you get those binoculars at? Those things work great.
1st and 10 as Sylacauga does pick up the 1st down at the Oxford 14, and again the drive kept alive by the pass interference call against the Oxford defense. Scott, this time he gets stuffed at the line of scrimmage by Chris Gann, the junior defensive end. And Scott gets nothing on this carry.
Yeah, this time the Yellow Jackets changed their defense and said, hey, we are going to stop the run this time. They've got some folks walked up. In fact, you see Thomas coming in 2nd there. That's your free safety. So your free safety was playing at a linebacker spot that time. They just decided that on the 1st down play they were going to shut down the run, and that's exactly what they did. Little bit of a loss on the play of a few inches sets up 2nd down and long.
Murphy and Ingram are split wide right. 2nd down and 10.5 to go. Crawford looking to keep it himself, and once again it is Chris Gann for the 2nd consecutive play making the tackle, this one for a loss back to the 17-yard line.
Yeah, and this is I don't really understand the concept of this play unless it's just to get Luke Scott out in front of you to block, because you're running right into where the flow is gone by that defense with you faking to your fullback out that wide. And that's exactly what happened that time. A pretty big loss on the play, about 3, maybe 4 yards. Again, though, the Aggies are in field goal range. What wind there is at their back, and I saw him before the game, and this Fleming kid was booting the ball a long way.
Crawford in the shotgun on 3rd and 13 as they spread out the Oxford defense. Crawford gets his pass away a little behind Murphy, and it's incomplete. It'll be 4th down, and let's see if Sylacauga does indeed send on the field goal unit, which I think they will.
And that one just, like you said, a little behind Chris Murphy, but he didn't look the ball in. He was turning to try to run with it or seeing who was coming after him or whatever. The situation resulted in the incompletion. If he catches that, it's going to move it up 7 or 8 yards. I don't think he would have had the 1st down. They had to break some tackles.
They'll spot it at the 22, a 32-yard attempt by Elliott Fleming, and it's good. So, Butch, you call that one. And Sylacauga ties this football game at 10 apiece with 43 seconds to play in the third quarter.
And that's a good job of answering the touchdown drive that the Yellow Jackets had. The Aggies come right back and tack 3 on the board. We've got a tie ball game. But I told you this Fleming kid was impressive kicking during the pregame warm-ups. And you saw right there, he split the uprights from 32 yards. It would have been good from at least 42 yards.
So we are tied at 10. And I'd like to thank the folks at Great American Car Wash for their support of this football game here tonight from Lamar Field in Oxford. Great American Car Wash, always with the guarantee that if it rains after you've had your car wash, you can bring it back within a few days, and Great American Car Wash will wash your car again. Located on South Quintard in Anniston, Great American Car Wash. So again, a rapid third quarter. Oxford with 1 possession. Sylacauga a long drive themselves. So 43 seconds remaining in the quarter as Desmond Newton is standing back deep, awaiting the kick from Fleming. And they got a flag on the play. But you talk to the officials at halftime. We can't seem to get a kickoff without the official stopping things, and the officials are adamant that you got to wait on the signal.
Yeah, you've got to wait for the ready for play signal, and that's been explained a couple of times. And pretty funny comment that the officials had about the explanation that they gave after it had been done incorrectly the second time. But needless to say, you've got to wait for the ready to play signal to be given. But I think this time it was an offsides on the kicking team. Results in the 5-yard penalty, and Coach Blackman not pleased at all, because you've got to think this is going to give the Yellow Jackets pretty good field position when they take over.
And it was a good kickoff for Fleming. I guarantee you that's part of why he's upset. Fleming had nailed that previous kick.
Yep, understandably, because, remember back to the opening kickoff of the second half, the nice return by Wall gave the Yellow Jackets great field position.
Newton will get this one from the 10-yard line. And Newton returns at 22 yards to about the 32-yard line, and Oxford will take over 1st and 10 from there as we take a look at the Sylacauga scoring drive, which was kept alive by a penalty, a pass interference penalty against the Oxford defense. 14 plays, 57 yards, and look at the time of possession, 6 minutes and 58 seconds off the third quarter clock.
57 yards. They had pretty good field position, but that's a good job of driving down and answering after the Yellow Jackets had driven the length and taken the lead.
1st and 10. New tailback in the ball game. That is Lee Hardman of Oxford.
That's the final play of the third quarter.
You see Sylacauga's Kevin Rogers slow to get up, but he appears to be okay.
Yeah, it's a pretty good collision there between Rogers and Hardman.
Oxford will not get the play off. That will be the end of the third quarter from Lamar Field. Tie ball game as we head to the fourth quarter. We'll be right back.
Hello, I'm Pete Brooks, your conservative candidate for House District 40, and this is my wife, Carolyn. As your elected representative, I will fight for what I think is right for you and our families. Schools are the #1 priority in Alabama, and I will fight for adequate and fair funding for all public schools. The bridge and overpass on Highway 204 needs improvement.
Please vote for Pete on November the 5th.
At Pearson Chevrolet Buick Jeep in Gadsden, we've been serving Dixieland for 47 years, and we're proud to serve this area with 2 great locations. Our Chevrolet Buick Jeep location at 413 East Meagan and our new Chevy Truck Center at 12th Street in Meagan. Get up to $3,000 cash back or 0 financing on new Chevys or Buicks. All 02 models are closeout priced, and the all-new 03 models are here. Pearson Chevrolet Buick Jeep in Gadsden, serving Dixieland for 47 years.
Well, we head into the fourth quarter with a tie football game, Oxford and Sylacauga. The Yellow Jackets with the football, 2nd down and 9 from their own 32. Edwards, pump fake, throw it up high for Newton, and it is incomplete, almost intercepted by Chris Creighton. Good coverage by Chris Murphy on Desmond Newton.
Well, that is great coverage. You know, Oxford in their previous drive, Mickey, had thrown the ball short to Newton a couple of times. This time the pump and go. Great job by Murphy staying back. Now, I'll be honest with you, Oxford still has that short pass, and you may see him come right back to it because Murphy's still giving a lot of cushion out here on the outside. Of course, he's out here on an island, man. He's out here all by himself. We'll see if he backs up on the snap, and he does, even prior to the snap. But movement this time before the ball's even snapped.
This one will go against the Oxford Yellow Jackets, the left side of the line. Move too early.
Boy, and again, you can be sure that the coaching staff for the Yellow Jackets is not happy here. They love to keep the ball on the ground and use the short passing attack. All of a sudden now you got 3rd down and long.
3rd down and 14 from back at the 27-yard line after the penalty. This game appears to be headed down to the wire as close as this game has been all night long. Edwards on 3rd and long. Gets his pass away, and it's incomplete. He had Newton in the secondary with a step on Tony Culberson, but the pass skipped in front of the intended receiver, so Oxford will be forced to punt.
Had a defender wrapped around his back foot. That makes it a little more difficult to throw, but took a long time to get that route off. But that's what happens when you've got 3rd down and 14 in comparison to having shorter yardage there. So, again, not the situation the Yellow Jackets wanted to be in. The Aggies should get the ball in pretty good shape here with an opportunity to take the lead again. Man, this one may go down to heck, we could go into overtime, just to be honest with you. Situation it's been in and the difficulty both of these teams have had moving the football.
Big rush. Caldwell gets the kick away, and it will take an Oxford Yellow Jacket roll be down to the 30-yard line, but a big rush by Brandon Gerrans for Sylacauga came close to blocking that punt from Dan Caldwell as we see it again.
You know, this is several times, 3 times really that the Aggies have gotten a little bit close. The previous time it came from the wrong side, with the left-footed kicker. This time, though, it did come from the side that your left-footed punter kicks with, and he did get pretty close that time, about a half a step away from blocking that one.
1st and 10. Sylacauga back with the football, and a big hole for Murphy. And Murphy will be taken down at the 44-yard line by Chase Thomas, but Murphy breaks one for 14 yards on 1st down, and Sylacauga looking good offensively now.
And I'm going to tell you something. If Chase Thomas does not make this tackle, Mr. Murphy's gone down the sideline. Take a look there. You'll see your other defensive back, and that's Wall, lost his balance. And, Mickey, he would not have been able to make the tackle there. Your free safety comes over. That's a great effort by Chase Thomas to chase down Murphy. If he does not make the tackle, then Murphy's gone for the touchdown. Credit this offensive line. Opened a gaping hole that time on the right side. Murphy burst through it for a good pickup.
1st down. Here is the give to Booker. And Booker cuts it up for about 6 or 7 yards. We haven't seen much of Richard Booker, senior from Sylacauga. He is a fine player himself. That is his first carry of the ballgame. Picked up 5 yards, so it'll be 2nd down and 5.
On the year, Booker only has 20 carries. So, again, this late in the season, you can see he doesn't run the ball a lot. Primarily used as a lead blocker and as a wide receiver. Sometimes they bring him in tight. When he's in tight, though, they usually use him as a blocker. But a good run that time by Booker.
And nice defensive play on McKinney by Oxford's Matt Clay.
Clay already with one big play in that when he recovered the fumble. This time, just a nice play defensive. He plays off the blocker and comes up and makes a good solid tackle. 3rd down and long for the Aggies. And, of course, if they don't make it here, they have to punt it away. Mickey, this goes down to the same things you always talk about. This thing's going to come down to who makes the mistake that gives the other team an easy touchdown or field goal or whatever. They're going to have the best likelihood to win when they take advantage of a mistake in this game.
McKinney is cut down behind the line of scrimmage. Oxford's Cliff Edwards was doing a good job defending the block. So Sylacauga loses a yard. It'll be 4th down.
Yeah, Jeremy Preston, a host of Oxford defenders out there that time. Really no place at all for the running back to go. Just a great defensive effort on the play. And the Aggies going to have to punt it away. They will be punting into a slight wind. Remember that Oxford has blocked one tonight when the ball was not handled cleanly by your punter, Tyler Cox.
Oxford has nobody back deep. Cox hits it away, and it'll roll dead at about the 27-yard line. We'll take a break and be back to Lamar Field in a moment.
Call this number now, or you'll pay too much for your next car. 1-866-REAL-DEALER. The phone will ring at Alabama's Real Dealer, Cooper Chevrolet, where you always get the lowest price. 2003 Silverado Extended Cab starts at just $19,950. Cavaliers at just $12,230. It doesn't get any easier. Just make the call now to where you always get the lowest price. Cooper Chevy, yours Buick, where the deal is real.
Slung to the turf by Culberson. Play lost about a yard, I believe, based on the official spot. So it'll be 2nd down and long for the Yellow Jackets. Actually, they say he got a yard of forward progress, so we'll call it 2nd down and 9.
Well, and that's a good stick by those guys inside for the Aggies. You know, I mean, that's a load when you're in there trying to bring Kelly down. And he's coming wide open that time, met by the linebacker, and he stood up and driven back on the play.
Now they go back to Kelly. He picks up 4 yards to the 32, and that'll set up a possession play.
Field position is huge in this game. Again, the Yellow Jackets with the wind at their back here in the 4th quarter could come into play if you've got a punt, certainly if you have to try a field goal. This thing's going to be a nail biter, Mickey.
3rd down. Oxford needs 6.
Makes the importance of every play, I mean, just so much bigger in a ball game like this, tied with just over 7 minutes remaining.
3rd down. Edwards looking to put it in the air. Lobs it up for his tight end. He had him open, but threw it a little too far. The intended receiver was J.J. Torres, the first time they've thrown to the tight end, and he was open.
Yeah, it had to be a perfect pass. You did have a defender underneath, but like you say, a lot of time needed on this play. Your man that was going deep that took the corner out of the play was covered, and Jake Edwards just lofted a little bit too far for his tight end to come up with the catch. Would have been a huge play. Instead, though, the Yellow Jackets will have to punt it away.
So Sylacauga gets the ball back. And once again, Culberson not even making an attempt at it, and it'll take another Oxford roll. It'll be down at the 25-yard line. So with 7:22 to play in the game, or regulation, we should say, Sylacauga takes over 1st and 10. I'd like to thank the fine folks at United Rentals providing production support for us each and every week on the ERA King Real Estate Game of the Week. United Rentals, located on Highway 78 East in Oxford. We've got a holding penalty against Sylacauga by the punt receiving team.
And if this is prior to possession being changed, then Mickey, this is going to be a 1st down. This is going to be, I talked about mistakes. I really was primarily talking about something like a turnover, but this is just as bad as the mistake. The penalty kept the drive alive for the Aggies. This time it's a mistake and a penalty by the Aggies that keeps the drive alive for the Yellow Jackets, and now that defense is going to have to come right back on the field. Remember, Oxford starts nobody on both sides, Mickey. So they're going to be more fresh than are these guys on defense for the Aggies that are some of them having to go both ways.
Back to Corey Kelly in the ground game. Nice tackle by Kevin Rogers, taking Kelly to the turf at the 43 after a gain of just a yard.
Well, it didn't come into play, but I'm going to go back and make a mention of it anyway. Tony Culberson, and the coaching staff may have told him not to, but I don't understand why he didn't catch that punt a minute ago. That ball hit and rolled another 10, 15 yards. Now, earlier he let one hit, but it was a short kick. This time, I mean, he was right underneath it. Maybe they just don't want to risk, the possibility of him not fielding it cleanly. But, man, you're giving up some valuable yardage. Of course, it didn't matter because of the penalty.
2nd down and 9. Edwards with some time. He's got a man wide open. That's Stringer at the 22-yard line. Stringer was wide open. Edwards laid it in there perfectly. Patrick Williams defending. We have 2 flags back where the pass was thrown.
And this play took a long time, but what you said was exactly right. Eric Stringer wide open. And, boy, this penalty is going to hurt the Jackets. Holding this time goes against the Yellow Jackets, and it's going to negate the big pass play from Jake Edwards to the sophomore Stringer, right down the middle of the field, split the 2-deep zone. Nice passing catch, all negated though because of the holding penalty. But again, this pass took a long time to develop and resulted in a holding penalty.
Wow, what a turnaround. 2nd down and 22 now as the football is spotted back at the 30-yard line.
Instead of having the ball inside the 20.
Draw play to Corey Kelly. Got some room in front of him. And Kelly picks up 10 yards to the 40. And that'll make it 3rd down and 12 for the Yellow Jackets as we are now going under 6 minutes to play in the 4th quarter.
Boy, a much more makeable 3rd down situation, though, after the good pickup on the draw. Mickey picked up 10 yards on that draw, went from a 2nd and 22 to a 3rd down and 12. So a good call, not a high-risk play. Well executed. Now the Yellow Jackets again with 3rd and long, but it's not like having 3rd and 20. 3rd and 12, makeable situation, big play for both of these teams.
Oxford will split Goggins and Newton to the short side of the field, to the bottom of your screen. 3rd down and 12, and Edwards will call a timeout.
It's the first timeout for either team here in the 2nd half.
5:25 left in the 4th quarter. We'll take a break and continue in just a moment.
Steve Hurst on education and serving the people of Alabama.
What I would like to see set up would be a pro-action plan. A pro-action plan is anytime we would have any growth during that year, that money would be taken and put into a pro-action account that could be utilized the following year for education. If you go to Montgomery and you ask anybody down there, they'll tell you I'm not partisan. They'll tell you I vote for the issues I think are right. I believe in doing what's right, and I believe in helping people.
Vote Steve Hurst, House District 35. Ron Newton sacks the competition once again with 0% financing or up to $6,000 rebates on 2003 models. The newest models, the hottest deals on Pontiacs, Cadillacs, and GMCs. You want the new Envoy? We've got it. How about a Cadillac Escalade or DeVille? We've got it. The GMC Yukons? We've got them. The best deal, the best price, and 0% financing or up to $6,000 rebates. We've got them. Ron Newton, Pontiac, Cadillac, GMC.
3rd down and 12 for Oxford. Jake Edwards steps up in the pocket, delivers the pass, and it is incomplete. The intended receiver was Kelsey McWilliams, and it will be 4th down, and Oxford will have to turn the football back over to Sylacauga.
Good pressure coming that time from Justin Hill for the Aggies. Resulted in the low throw from Edwards, and the receiver was going to have to pick up some additional yardage. Even if he had caught that ball cleanly, Mickey, he was short of the 1st down yardage.
And I'd like to thank American Lumber for their support of football here on TV 24. American made since 1974. You can buy online as well. Hustling down to make the hit, Stuart Morrison for Oxford. Sylacauga will take over 1st and 10 at their 30. And back to American Lumber for a moment. American Lumber has Osmos treated lumber, DeWalt, Benjamin Moore, and many others. And as we said, you can buy online at American Lumber, www.americanlumber.doitbest.com. Locations in Southside and also Pell City.
Tony Culberson comes up and catches the punt that time. Surprised he didn't signal for a fair catch, but he fielded the ball cleanly, did not allow it to roll on down the field. And the Aggies actually are starting with better field position than they would have had if we back it all the way up to that penalty for holding that gave the ball back to the Yellow Jackets.
Well, they've got a little over 5 minutes in their full allotment of timeouts, but Murphy will be hit behind the line of scrimmage. Casey Johnson making another big play defensively for the Yellow Jackets.
And I don't know if the Yellow Jackets will take this, but there's going to be a holding penalty against the Aggies. Now, if you take the play, you've already got 5 yards, and it's 2nd down. If you take the penalty, it'll be a mark off of 10 from the point of the foul, and it'll still be 1st down. So just a coaching decision here to be made by the Yellow Jackets. To be honest with you, I think I would decline it and make it 2nd down and 15. The Yellow Jackets, though, are going to take the mark off, and it'll be 1st down and a long way to go. It's going to be 23.
Well, they'll scrimmage now just outside the 16-yard line. 1st down, 24 yards to go for Sylacauga after the penalty. Here's to give to Murphy right up the middle, catches the Oxford defense off guard, and Murphy staying on his feet. An incredible run out to the 37-yard line. This young man picks up 22 yards, and Sylacauga's going to have it 2nd and 2.
Well, I tell you what, great job here. Again, the draw play, it worked well for the Yellow Jackets, and now the Aggies come back and run the same thing. Good running by Murphy. He picks up good blocks and picks up great yardage, and now it's 2nd down, like you say, a long 2, short 3. We do have a player down for the Aggies, though.
I think that may be Murphy, the young man who carried the ball, and it is. But fortunately, he got a smile on his face, so he appears to be okay. This young man's had a fine game.
Yeah, you'll see him right back in the game, I think. You know, he's got to go out of play, or you have to use the timeout there. So he'll probably go out of play and be right back in the ball game. Appears to be okay. Boy, that was a great play. 1st down at 24.
I think Oxford defenders thought he was going to step out of bounds, but he turned it right back up inside and picked up a good bit more yardage.
Right, an additional about 8 to 10 yards.
Now back to Scott, the fullback, and he is stuffed at the line of scrimmage. So this will create a possession play now. 3rd down and still about 2 or 3 yards to go as we will go under 4 minutes now to play in this game. This is a huge play here in the 4th quarter.
From a timeout situation, because they may come into play. The Yellow Jackets have 2 remaining. The Aggies still have their entire complement remaining. All 3 of theirs here in the 2nd half are still available for the Aggies.
Going to have to hurry to get this play off. 3rd down and 3.
Big play. Call came in, of course, from the sideline.
Here is Scott, the fullback, and he's got the 1st down and more. Scott is into Oxford territory down to the 33-yard line. And now Sylacauga in pretty good shape after that big run by Scott because, as you pointed out earlier, Butch, they have a fine field goal kicker in Elliott Fleming.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you, Mickey, all they need to do is pick up about 10 to 12 yards, and they're within range for Fleming. Remember, they have all 3 timeouts left. Nice play there. Just hand off to your big fullback, Scott, over the left side. Nice job blocking up front. Scott running hard and picks up excellent yardage. And now it's 4 down territory for the Aggies, unless they want to tip that long field goal. And I pretty much think you will see them attempt that if they can move the ball about 10 or 12 yards further down the field.
Well, not much room this time for Mr. Murphy.
Mickey, there is a substantial wind now coming from the scoreboard into the field, which means it's almost directly in the face of the Aggies. So it's a little bit from their right to left, but virtually blowing straight down the field. So that could come into play also on a field goal attempt, especially one of this length.
2nd down and 9.
Well, the Jackets looking for nothing but the run here.
Scott is stuffed at the line of scrimmage, and he got nothing.
I think Oxford realizes they can't afford to give up any more yardage, so they brought everybody up on the play. And, of course, by formation, it certainly looked as though it was going to be the run, and that's exactly what took place. I don't think Coach Blackman would try a field goal from this distance, even though there's not much time remaining. But, again, if they can pick up from where they are about 10 yards, I think they might be within Fleming's range.
He has a 32-yarder already tonight. We're now under 2 minutes to play in the game. 3rd down and 9 from the 32. Crawford dropping back to throw, gets his pass away to Murphy. A nice executed play, and Murphy is down to the 21-yard line. He's very close to a first down as they'll see if they stop the clock for a measurement.
Boy, this is going to be close, and you know, it's 4-down territory. You either go for it here or you attempt the field goal. It looks as though it may be short. It's going to be 4th down. I tell you what, I don't know, but what, I wouldn't take the timeout and zip the field goal. As impressed as I was with Fleming's ability to kick.
Now they'll think it over here during the timeout. Back to Lamar Field and see what Sylacauga does in just a moment.
Ron's Barbecue, located just off of the intersection of Highways 144 and 431, is the perfect place for you to relax and enjoy delicious food with your community. We have favorites such as hamburgers, wings, homemade onion rings, barbecue plates with tasty sides like baked beans and potato salad, and that scrumptious peanut butter cake. Join us for our baby back ribs on Friday and Saturday after 4 o'clock, and all-you-can-eat catfish on Thursday. Ron's is open from 10 to 8 Tuesday and Wednesday, and from 10 to 9 on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Stop by and see us today.
Senator Del Marsh was raised in a loving household with strong conservative values. Today, he applies the same conservative values in all areas of his life, as a husband and father, a businessman, and as your senator. As your senator, he has been a man of integrity, practicing fairness while representing District 12. Let's keep conservative values in Montgomery.
Hi, I'm Del Marsh, State Senator, District 12, asking for your continued support and vote on November 5th.
4th down, less than a yard. Sylacauga lines up to go for it. And Crawford tried to dive over the pile. Second effort, if it was not blown dead, has got him a first down. Let's see where they spot it.
Well, it does depend on the spot, but I think he got enough forward progress, and that is so dangerous. This is not like when you break the plane on the goal line and it's over with. You stick that ball out here, somebody knocks it away, it's a fumble. But I think he did get first down yardage. You know, you break that plane on the end zone, Mickey, and it's touchdown. Now, if the ball comes loose, it doesn't matter. But in this situation, you stick that ball out like that, if somebody knocks that ball loose, now it becomes a fumble. It doesn't matter that you picked up enough for first down yardage. We are going to get a measurement here. All right, Stan, what do you think, buddy? Stan says first down. That's what it looks like to me, too. But they will bring the chains in to make sure.
No, the first effort did not get it done, but Crawford leaped right back up over the pile, and we will see if it gets him the first down. And it does by more than the length of the football. So 1:19 to play in the 4th quarter. We get another look at it. See, right here, I don't think he's got it, but here is the second effort that gets him the first down.
Well, you can't argue with the effort there. That is great effort by Maurice Crawford after it looked as though the Yellow Jackets might have had him stopped on that first jump. The drive stays alive for the Aggies.
And they still have 2 timeouts left. This time they go with Murphy, the tailback, and nothing doing. Oxford obviously got everybody at the line of scrimmage to defend the run. Play gains nothing, 2nd and 10. And we are under a minute now to play in the ball game. Once again, Sylacauga with 2 timeouts remaining. Not going to take one here. From this distance, it would be just about a 39-yard attempt. Luke Scott, hard running down to the 16-yard line for a pickup of 5 yards. And now the Aggies will use their second timeout with 22 seconds to play in the game.
Another look at the run by Scott. Good hard running over the right side and just lowers that shoulder and keeps those legs driving. And like you say, Mickey picked up positive yardage. Moves them ever closer to the goal line, and probably more importantly right now, ever closer to that field goal attempt by Mr. Fleming.
Coming up after the game, we'll announce our Buster Miles Auto Dealership's Player of the Game. Buster Miles will donate $100 to the school in the player's honor. And also Awards to Remember will donate a plaque to the Player of the Game. Awards to Remember has over 1,000 awards to choose from at the lowest discount prices. The area's best selection of awards, no matter what your needs are. Celebrating 20 years serving their valued customers at Awards to Remember. Recently named one of the top 10 awards dealers in the entire Southeast. So here we go, 3rd down and 5 at the 17-yard line. Sylacauga will have one timeout left now after taking that one. They've got 3 receivers split to the bottom of the screen on 3rd down and 5. But I bet you don't expect them to throw.
I do not. They just spread it out and try to hit it up the middle. Either be a quarterback keeper or a handoff to Scott.
And it will be the latter. And Scott, look at him just journeying his feet, trying to get all he can to get his team in field goal range. He gets to the 14-yard line, 2.5 yards short of the first down, but Sylacauga, with one timeout left, can stop it one more time and try the field goal.
You know, and the ball's going to be on the right hash, which may be good because the wind's blowing a little right to left, so allow it, you know, to hook in from that side as long as you don't overplay it that way. Again, there's no question Fleming has the strength in his leg to kick this thing through.
Well, he's got a 32-yarder, and from this distance, Butch, it's going to be probably about a 31-yard attempt from here.
Right. The wind is the difference here in his previous attempt.
So it'll come down to, at least in regulation, a field goal try by the junior Elliott Fleming of Sylacauga.
This is going to be the last play of regulation, barring a defensive penalty.
And the hold will come from Chris Ingram. So here is what will be a 31-yard field goal attempt for Sylacauga.
I would expect Oxford to use their timeouts here just before they go to snap there.
And they will. Make the young junior think about it here.
Yeah, still another timeout remaining for the Yellow Jackets, and I'm sure they'll use that too, Mickey.
There you see it, 3 seconds left in the 4th quarter. And you win, you get this one, you win the ball game, you miss it, we're heading to overtime.
That's exactly
right. Simple.
You know, either way, a heck of a ball game here tonight. There's been a lot of mistakes, and I know Coach Justice certainly was not impressed with the effort his guys gave in the first half, but this second half now, these guys have gotten after it on both sides of football.
Oxford has one more timeout. Let's see if they call it. Again, a 31-yard field goal attempt coming up. Elliott Fleming to attempt it. Fans on both sides here at Lamar Field on their feet, waiting for the official to mark the ball for play. And now we're ready. Oxford will not call their last timeout. And here's the kick from Fleming. Plenty of leg, but he hooked it wide left, and we are headed to overtime.
Well, said the wind was blowing from their right to their left, and it's exactly what happened. The ball, he played the ball because it was on the right hash. He played it having to come back, and that wind just took it a little wide. Plenty of leg. I mean, he had plenty of distance on the kick, had plenty of height on the kick, just hooked it a little bit to the left. And folks, I mean, really, this is kind of what this one should come down to, the way these two teams have played each other. You can see plenty of leg on this kick. Just sails wide to the left. Better jump back up and get your head up, though, because you may have another opportunity to win this football game.
Yeah, game's not over. And this young man could still play a big part
boy, kickers have to be a special breed. I mean, you put yourself in a I mean, it's like standing on the foul line with an opportunity to win it or lose it. I mean, that's what it's all about. Fleming hit the big field goal to give the Aggies a chance and missed this one when they had an opportunity to win it, and we'll go to overtime. I mean, we want to talk about the overtime. First overtime game we've had. And, Mickey, they go to the middle and they flip a coin. You have the option of deciding things same as you do kind of on kickoff. You either can take the ball first, you can go on defense first, you can choose which end of the field to go to. Most teams, if they win the toss, choose to go on defense first because that gives them an opportunity when they get the ball back to know what they have to do, whether it's field goal or touchdown or whatever. So I think you'll see whoever wins the toss go on defense first, and then, of course, that means the other team can choose which end of the field that you use to go for. And to be honest with you, I think if I'm either of these teams, I'm going to go to the far end of the field away from the scoreboard simply because you'd have the wind to your back. And if you have to attempt a field goal, that's where I would want to attempt it at. So first things first, we're going to have the flip of the coin to decide who gets to make that decision. And Mickey, everybody's still on their feet here.
Justin Hill goes out for Sylacauga. Blake Hurd for the Oxford Yellow Jackets for the all-important toss of the coin.
And this is not a timed overtime. It's not like college or anything now. This is a situation where well, not like the pros anyway. This is a situation where they're going to start on the 10-yard line, and you know, they get basically 4 attempts if there's not a penalty or something like that. They get 4 attempts to score, whether it's a touchdown, field goal, whatever it is they choose to do. If you turn the ball over, then the other team gets to start on the 10. You know, that's just the way it works.
Appears as though Oxford won the toss, so they're talking to the Sylacauga player, which again is Justin Hill. So the Aggies,
they won the toss, and Oxford won the toss and will go on defense. And Sylacauga got to choose which end of the field, and they chose the far end of the field where the wind will be at their back. So Sylacauga football starting on the 10-yard line. And this was a place that we were at, or at least I was at. Were you with me the time we had the 6 overtime? Etowah and Oxford. A great, great game. So right back at the place where that took place.
Well, there has been a lot of big overtime games in this stadium over the years. A lot of them playoff games.
Yeah, and this one just for pride, but folks, that means just as much. And I'm happy to see both these teams playing this hard when there's really nothing else on the line, probably, other than just to win a football game. And there's nothing wrong with playing that hard just for that purpose. You know, we've kind of gotten away from that a little bit in some of the areas, and I hate that. I like the fact, you know, one community against another just playing for pride.
1st and 10, Sylacauga. Here is Murphy. And Murphy picks up 4 yards before he is taken out of bounds by John O'Wall.
Nice call on 1st down. You've got an empty backfield with the exception of Luke Scott. You fake the ball into Scott and hand the ball to Murphy coming back around, pull a couple of linemen. Well defended, though. You got a couple of guys that got out there pretty quickly because it looked as though this thing was going to go for a lot of yardage. Instead, just outside the 5.
2nd down. Luke Scott down to about the 3-yard line, so that'll set up 3rd down and goal.
Yeah, and this
from the 3.
Big decision here. If you don't get in here, Mickey, when you're this close, you got to decide, do you put any points on the board at all, or do you go for it? I don't think you go for it from where they are now. Have to see what happens on this play.
Third down. Scott once again taken down at the 5-yard line. Boy, somebody had outstanding penetration. Chase Thomas comes out with the ball, and they say Oxford's got it. So a turnover by Sylacauga, and Oxford now in great shape.
Well, all the Yellow Jackets have to do is score. And that means they could line up on 1st down if they want to and go for the field goal if they make it. then it's over. I don't think you'll see them do that, but what great penetration by the Yellow Jackets this time on the left offensive side, right defensive side. Man, so many black jerseys got penetration that time. Luke Scott actually got hit before he got the handoff, resulted in the fumble and the recovery by Thomas.
So first and goal from the 10 for Oxford. The Yellow Jackets, again, can win it with a field goal or score a touchdown. Corey Kelly is going to take care of it the old-fashioned way and just stick it in the end zone. And Oxford wins the football game in overtime by a final score of 16-10. And what a great football game this was. Another look at the winning score. Corey Kelly breaking tackles at the 5-yard line would not be denied and puts this game in the books for the Oxford Yellow Jackets. So a thrilling victory for Oxford as the Yellow Jackets improve to 6-3. While Sylacauga will fall to 4-5. So 16-10, your final score. Oxford winning it in overtime. An outstanding effort by the Oxford Yellow Jackets, especially in the second half. Going in the locker room trailing 7-3, and Oxford winds up winning the ball game thanks to this play from Corey Kelly and, of course, huge blocking from his offensive line. Corey Kelly is our Buster Miles Auto Dealership's player of the game. Kelly rushing for 100 yards in this ball game tonight, and of course the young freshman getting the touchdown run winds up winning the ball game. We'll take a break and come back and try to catch up with Oxford head football coach Mike Justice. There you see your final score. Oxford wins it in overtime by 6.
Fill up with gas? Grab a snack. Something cold to drink? A smile and a thanks. It's all waiting on you at your home-owned and operated Grub Mart. With locations all over East Alabama, your local Grub Mart is ready when you are with pay at the pump, clean stores, and a fast and friendly way for you to pick up the items you need every day. For quality gasoline and the best in convenience, visit your home-owned and operated Young Old Company Grub Mart. There's a Grub Mart near you.
Want to really save money on a new Chevrolet truck or SUV? Then take the short drive to Buster Miles in Heflin, where 0% financing is a big deal. Check out the new 4-door Silverado Z71, S10s with 2-wheel, 4-wheel drive. From the Suburbans to the SUVs like Tahoe and the all-new Chevy Trailblazer. When you purchase any one of these great vehicles, we'll give you $2,500 rebate or 0% financing for 36 months. Get a great deal now on a new Chevrolet truck or SUV at Buster Miles, where we treat you like family.
Remember how things used to be. Jumping on the bed. The feeling of waking to a wonderful day. A bedtime story by Dad. Knowing Mom was always there. At Mattress America, we remember. And we thought it important to remind you of the way things used to be, because they still are at Mattress America. At Mattress America, we are committed to making sure you have that perfect night's sleep.
Homegrown. That's as good as it gets. Lots of care and pride, years of experience, and down-home hands-on knowledge to turn out the best product anywhere, right here in our hometown. It's the same care and nurturing we give to life insurance at Liberty National to help grow abundant futures for our customers. It's not just life insurance. It's homegrown care. Liberty National Life.
In competition, injuries happen. It's part of the game. And to get back your level of performance takes a lot of hard work, discipline, and the best health care. Health South is the nation's leading provider of outpatient diagnostic, surgery, and rehabilitation services, so we can help you get back fast to the action, the competition, and the glory. We know your body. We understand your spirit. we get you back.
Quality Pest Control knows when you're thinking about what bugs you, like those roaches, ants, flies, spiders, beetles, and those damaging termites. Quality Pest Control understands you'll want to rid your home or business of the unwanted pests, and you need it done now. And from a local pest control company that truly does care. Since 1976, Quality Pest Control has repeatedly proven to be the one pest control service that gets the job done inside or outside. Your satisfaction is number one at Quality Pest Control. Call the Quality Pest Control office nearest you today.
And a 16-10 victory for the Oxford Yellow Jackets here on senior night as they defeat Sylacauga in overtime. Butch Barker is standing by with Oxford head coach Mike Justice.
Coach, that's about as close as it gets.
Yeah, that's a close ball game.
You come down and Sylacauga has an opportunity to win it on the field goal attempt with 3 seconds to go into overtime. Your defense comes up big, and then Kelly sticks it in the end zone for the win.
Well, you know, I'd give odds they might have made the field goal. He's a good kicker. They got a good football team. They're 4-4 in a tough division. We knew that. And we got a good football team, and we misfired a lot tonight. But I'll tell you, Sylacauga had a lot to do with that. They played hard. They came in here and wanted to win, and we wanted to win too. But we made mistakes, but they caused a lot of that. We just need to work on when the other team wants to play. We got to understand they want to play, they can play too. We'll learn that.
Well, Coach, next week you go. You take on Pell City, an opportunity to finish at 7-3. Don't know what happened around the state, whether you guys have an opportunity to get in the playoffs. 7-3, not a bad season, though. Playing for pride, you guys stepped up tonight. Expect a good effort next week also.
We'll have a good effort. We're going to play every ball game. We're going to play every week. Things take care of themselves. What's got to happen is you got to play every week, and you got to play hard. And when things don't go your way, you don't quit, you don't give up, you just keep playing. And good things happen tonight. It didn't another night, but it did tonight, and hopefully it evens up.
And your defense, I thought, played exceptionally well, especially linebacker, your Johnson kid. Man, he's playing from sideline to sideline.
Yes, sir. Our defense made the hit down here. I mean, we needed a fumble bad, and we got one at the end there. We needed a fumble. We felt like they would get their 3 out of that if we could just hold them. Then we'd have to score. And, of course, when they fumbled the ball, I know it upset their players from Sylacauga. I know how that feels. But we were lucky. Of course, Kelly stuck it in there. We got a little blocking on the corner out there. He's an awfully good young player and tough, and I thought he could stick it in there if we could just hit it.
Well, Coach, congratulations on a big win here at home on senior night.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Okay. Well, big win for the Yellow Jackets. Hard-fought ball game. Sylacauga Aggies have nothing to be ashamed about. Couldn't get any closer than this. Missed opportunities for both teams. They'll both finish their season next week.
All right, thanks a lot. Thanks to Mike Justice for joining us as well. The Oxford Yellow Jackets winning it 16-10. Corey Kelly once again getting the winning touchdown. 26 carries, 100 yards rushing. Corey Kelly, our Buster Miles player of the game. And a special performance by the Oxford band down on the field here. A post-game performance. Before we sign off this week, I'm going to show you a little bit of what the Yellow Jacket Marching Band and their tribute to our country, the United States of America, here for most of the Oxford folks who have hung on to see the band's post-game performance.